Today on the Celestial War.
We are not afraid. We're born to live and fight again. We are not afraid. There's countless lives that must be saved. We are not afraid. We're born to live and fight again. We are not afraid. You may now roll a DC-10, we'll save.
Will they survive? Audio Dungeon.
The Curious Case of Cyrus Maynard. I'm going to ask around the room real quick. Do you guys know who Cyrus Maynard is?
I think so.
I think so.
I think he's the Lich.
Yes, he's the Lich Necromancer. When we last left off,
Yes.
you were going into that portal.
I don't know why.
The city was.
We were really bored.
I really.
And me.
I didn't
Coming
want
to
to
find
go
me,
in there
right?
again.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You're up there.
We don't even know what we're doing.
My good friend
I don't
John
know why
was
we were going in
And
there.
Arthur Vick,
Yeah.
too.
It's not like there was anyone of, you know. Of course, I want
Sparky's
to
in there.
save the guys.
Sparky's in there. There's Sparky.
We've got to go help them, of course.
Of course. Of course.
But
maybe.
I still didn't really want to go in there again.
But maybe.
Oh man, like I don't want to go in there again.
I'm so glad you said that now.
We have to
That just
prank
made me
you and
smile.
drag you in.
Man.
So you guys actually wake up. We're gonna pick one person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Vinny.
Yeah.
This is Lightfinger Burr. You wake up and you look around.
What I want to know is, am I
Wait.
cuddled up nice and tight to Dan because I came through the portal on him?
No, you're not.
Damn!
In the scruff of his neck.
You wake up, you look around, and you hear the roaring fire. And you see there's a giant fire in like a basin in the room. And then you can feel the heat from it. You look around, and everything is just like glared, like when you open your eyes and you've been sleeping for too long, and like you just can't really make out what's going on. You wake up for a moment in a large room with stone walls in the fire I described. And you also see torches on the wall that align the wall across. A few windows as well. You see in the corner, there's some figures, and they're talking, but you really can't hear what they're saying. You look around, you try to make out what else is in the room, and all of a sudden, like, you just kind of fall back to sleep. Rolling Vinny every time here. Okay, Rob. Rob, you wake up. You have no sort of concept of time. You see the same room I described, and you're very unsure about where you were. And the last thing you remember was that you were fighting for your life, and you were in a wrestling match with Sparky, trying to let these zombies in because you got to get out.
Yeah.
That's the last thing that you recall. As you're sitting there, you look around. Everything's like glassy, and you just feel you don't feel right. A man walks over to you, and as he's walking over to you, all of a sudden his face is that of a zombie, which makes you freak out. You violently move your body to protect yourself, only to find that you've been tied down to a bed. You scream, you yell. The man or zombie stands up, and then you pass out of exhaustion. 100 stars from Scott Weber. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Nice
Scott.
guy.
Thank you.
Scott. I'm sure I know Scott. I'm sure there's bribery attached to this. Let's see what it is.
I love it.
It's Scott's game. We're just playing.
To cut off a toe.
How about for 10,000 followers, a drawn picture of the entire party, party characters signed by all the players and Tony.
Oh,
that's a good idea.
Sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That would
We
be
could,
awesome.
we could probably do that. Yeah, okay. That's a good idea.
Nice, God.
And he didn't even bribe me. You know.
Not yet.
Our 10,000 followers, we Watt Sculptor.
Holgar, you wake up. You're in a room. You notice that you're tied to a bed. 3 figures you see are talking across the room. One man is wearing white and gold robes. One appears to be the queen of the Red City, which you kind of recognize, obviously, and 2 mage. You can hear his voice. You hear them talking. Master Lane, the mission you are about to begin is the darkest I've ever seen. May the Keeper bring you wisdom, and the Knight be at your back. And you see, it's a monk there, and you're seeing a little more clearly now. You see the monk; he's got like a shaved head, and he's wearing the robes, and he kind of nods. Looks to be like a very, very tough guy. And then he walks out, and a couple of paladins follow him, and they leave. And you're kind of going in and out, trying to like stay conscious and trying to look around and see what's going on. You see that the Master Lane, that person walks over and like kind of like nods to each one of you and like puts a hand on you, on each one of you, and either saying hello or something. He whispers a few words. You don't have any idea of what he's saying. He walks out finally. You look around the room. You see the same thing I described before: the fire, the beds. You don't see all the NPCs. You see Jacques is with you. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yourself with Jacques. You don't see Love, you don't see Spark, you don't see Loot. And you're sitting there looking around. It's even a lot of effort for you to kind of focus and do this, and then you just kind of go out again. Bless you, man. Time passes. How much time? None of you are very sure. Finally, you all start waking up. And you wake. About the 7 of you with Jacques start waking up, and you see some kind of smelling salt like on your chest to kind of like rouse you up, and like you just open your eyes like looking around, and you see a man walks over between you guys, and we'll see who goes up to right now. He goes up to you, Fiddler. So he walks up to you, and he seems to be kind of like attending to something around you. He's doing something you can't really see. He kind of walks in the room, sticks his head in. So he goes, "Aye, good afternoon. You're awake."
Who are you? Where am I? Why am I tied to a bed?
I am Missandel. I'm a healer here for the Red City. And I'm honored to have been taking care of you these last few weeks.
Taking care of you the last few weeks. How did I get to the Red City?
Well, I'm sure everything will be explained in due time. Everything is fine. You're safe.
Why am I tied to a bed?
Because of what you went through. I can untie you now. He starts untying. You guys start coming to. He starts making his way around you guys, like untying you and everything else. You're all fevered, and frankly, not in your right mind. So, thanks to the healing herbs of the forests of the Elven lands and some careful watching of Two Mage and the Queen herself, you've been restored. I will let everyone know that you are here and get you some food. He leaves. He frees all of you and closes the door behind him. You hear him outside talking to some guards. He's like, guards, they're awake. He goes, please let the Queen and the King know, and please fetch some food for them. Sure, right away.
What happened?
Anyone have any... How do we...
The last thing I remember is going through the portal. I don't... How the hell did we get here? You said weeks?
He said we were here for weeks.
You okay, Orky?
How did I get here? I didn't even go. I had already gone through the portal. I was in the necromancer's chamber, and then now I'm here.
You in the necromancer's chamber. Right.
Where the crystals.
Yes.
And I think we were...
That's right. He didn't get through with us.
I think we were trying to get there, too. Just
To you.
you saved me.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. We came to save you. Yeah.
Well, you got
That's what I was doing.
what she said.
We need
Did
to
we?
look closer.
I don't
You
remember.
must have done something.
Or I mean, he said that we... He said that we were... Like, we had lost touch with reality or something. Did any of that happen?
Well, the last thing I remember is walking through the portal.
With
Yeah.
the crystals.
And
Where are the crystals?
Wait, oh, the crystals. Oh, no. Oh, no. Where are the crystals?
I had them.
No.
I start, like, looking around the room to see, like, if our stuff is here.
Checking, yeah.
and we
I was holding them.
Finn,
I
you,
I
remember.
had one.
you blew up the sunken city.
I didn't mean to.
We were just supposed to disable the machine.
Well, he disabled it, all
disabled
right.
the machine.
It
That's,
wasn't purposely, Arky.
I think we were just supposed to find crystals.
I'm looking for the bag.
Well,
Blew everything up.
It's red, Bo.
I'm very sorry. I didn't think that would happen at all. I'm sorry. Now I'm wondering, did that even happen?
Is this happening right now?
I don't know.
Am I real? I'm just touching my nose.
Okay, you see all of a sudden some servants come in and they have all sorts of food for you, and immediately you like, oh my god, I'm so hungry. And in that second, you all pretty much all throw up, and then one sees you. It's like Stand By Me. You all throw up, and you all throw up this like yellow mucus, like this terrible, disgusting, vile thing. You throw it up onto the floor, and immediately you feel a lot better. And you look at the servants. The servants are like,
We're gonna leave this right here.
and they give you want the food. You're so hungry, and what's his name comes in. Mr. Dell comes in, and he sees everything that just happened. He's like, it's all right. He goes, that's the last bit of what was inside. It's good.
What was inside? The last bit of it?
Just relax. I'm sorry. Eat for now. We'll fill you in what's going on.
Miss
He goes,
Sandel,
let's clean this up, and he starts walking out.
is this actually happening to us? Is this like a trick that you're playing on our minds?
It's not a trick. You've been through something terrible. They found you in the necromancer's temple, and lying on the floor, and covered with this yellow fluid and such.
The crystals. Where about the crystals?
Yes.
I don't know about the crystals. You have to speak to others about that. But let me just get some people to clean this up. He walks out. You see the doors. He closes it. Not even a second later, the doors open up, and you see a couple of paladins walk in. They're all decked out in like the best armor I've ever seen. They have their swords there. You see a man in white and yellow robes, but it is not Master Lane. Apparently, the same guy that you saw before. It's a different guy, and he has like a small beard. And you see the queen walks in right behind, who you obviously remember, and you probably feel a little better seeing her. You can roleplay.
Ah, I see you're awake.
Hello, Queen.
Good to hear. Do I see the mess on the floor?
Yes.
no.
Okay.
Mr. Dell warned you that they may do that.
All right. I see you have finally released the last of the fluid that was in your body. That was unpleasant, I heard.
What? How did we get here?
Well, it was two mage, from what I understand.
Chumage actually walks in when you say that. He goes, hello. Thank you for the warning, because otherwise we may not have found you in time.
You saved us.
So your message got through then?
I guess so.
Yes, well, you made it to me, and you let us know what was going on.
Did you get the bag?
No. What bag?
I had a bag in my hands. The last thing I remember.
It was a bag of crystals. It was full of crystals.
Do we have our own personal objects on us?
Yes.
Oh.
Do I
Okay,
have
so do
the
we still have
one?
ones that give 'em to us?
You're not laying in your armor, by the way, and your weapons. They're all in the room, and you just in like these just like regular tunic and clothes and things like that.
Should I ask you now if I have the one large crystal that I was given
Yeah.
separately that I put in my own
Do
personal?
we have those?
Okay.
You do.
Oh, thank God.
So I got that.
I got the two I have.
One.
So we
Yeah,
alerted
I
you
have
what
one.
was going on. The last thing we remember was going to the necromancer's lair. How did we get here?
Well, let me start from when we got your message. I was immediately instructed by Onyx to go to the city of Arlight and speak with Master Kelkin, who is right here. Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Master Kelkin?
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
He has white and yellow robes. Similar shaved head as you saw Master Lane had, the other monk, and just has that small beard. He goes, Master Kelkin is the speaker that has taken over for Alabaster since he left. We're also working with a Master Lane, who is also part of the Order, and almost as high as Kelkin over here. We made our way by teleporting to the square we were in, and then we eventually found the portal. We don't know what happened inside, but we do know that whatever happened, the Necromancer seemed to be, in that form, defeated.
Okay.
Kelkin says, his eye says, Master Lane actually was the one who went in with you, but as he told me, he went in and they expected to find zombies and such all around and didn't know what was there, but it seems that the zombies simply left.
Were the hearts still intact when you got there?
No, there were no hearts, no dark hearts.
And what happened to the loot? And our half-orc friend? And gnome friend?
We did find that the half-orc, he's not here right now, but he wasn't affected as much as many of you were. What I believe happened is that the Necromancer was using some sort of aura of fear and has sent you all into a frenzy. This is something that eventually would have led you to becoming something vile and undead as the creatures around you. How much do you know about zombies and the undead and whites and such?
We know how to kill them. Pretty much it.
We saw a lot of them the last time we went to hell.
Many of the commoners don't know the reasons for such things, but basically, a white or a zombie is where the Necromancer has taken the light out of a person, humanoid. And when that is done, what is left is a zombie. So, this Necromancer has apparently been bringing zombies to his temple for a long time and bringing them in whatever form. I believe I was briefed on something that you have experienced last time with him. And I believe you should know a little bit about that. But it seems that he was defeated when you were there. We don't know how, don't know why. But the Queen has instructed us to find out. So I know there's a few things you said you wanted to know. Do you wish to speak, or would you like me to speak, my Queen?
Well, for one thing, do we know why they weren't as affected as the others and just turned into zombies immediately?
All turned into zombies at basically the same rate. It starts off with the sickness and the fear. And they started experiencing that. They should have been zombies, I would imagine, by the time we get there. And that is what we don't know.
Right.
Why they didn't turn completely.
That is what I'm wondering as well.
I think, Mage speaks up. This Necromancer, you defeated him in this form. Some sort of vessel. What I saw was amethyst on the ground, which I picked up and I've been examining since. You've been out for 3 weeks, roughly. This sickness has been taking you. We had to tie you down because it basically turned you almost into these monsters, and you would go back and forth between being in your right mind and not. Again, we don't know what happened. But after talking with Onyx, the King, and the Queen, we know that we must address 2 main goals. 1, we must defeat the Necromancer. This Necromancer apparently has tied himself and webbed himself into every magical conduit that can be heard of. Now, I'm sure this is a good thing for the wizards who teleport back and forth. Before, every time they were teleporting, they were probably being taken by this thing. And apparently this means that Drogano and the Archmage are perhaps not working with the Archmage anymore. Or perhaps they don't care. We don't know. And the problem today is that there is much that we don't know. There's too much mystery. And this goes back to the very crystal rod that you brought with us. I've been studying, and I've learned a few things. But in the end of the day, we don't know the true power of the crystal rod. We know that it has the ability to kill the Necromancer, and me and Onyx believe that you must have some sort of protection on you. You must have... Something must have happened during that time, and we need to figure it out. Because you will not survive another full force attack from the Necromancer again. What can the Crystal Rod do? How can we defeat the Necromancer? Now that I've told you that, what we found in the last weeks is some sort disturbing. The temple that you've encountered is but one of many temples. We've found 4 others of the same size. And we believe there may be others around the whole world of Andaria, possibly. And in them, everyone is a center it seems that the zombies are attracted to. These souls, they are pulled into hell by the obsidian. And they're there for whatever reason. And sometimes, for whatever reason, they are turned. The light is taken out by Dragano. And then they are drawn to the Necromancer. Perhaps on purpose or not, I don't know. Through the bogs that you described when you were there, down into the 42nd layer of hell, into the plane of death. And they attracted to all these places. Apparently, when this place, the vessel of the Necromancer, was destroyed, the zombies retreated. And they went to another. So what we've done the last few weeks is we sent down Master Lane, who is an expert in combat and in the use of light, with a large group of paladins, knights, and a few wizards. And they've begun to ransack all of the smaller and lesser temples around the area. But there is a giant temple, a temple probably about 4 or 5 times the size of the temple that you were in. And we believe that this is the true lair of the Necromancer.
All right.
If we are to defeat him, you must do this.
All right.
We must go to that lair and fight him? Is that
That is what is left to solve this problem. We believe, well, Onyx should tell you the rest of the story about, to explain even further. But let's just say that we cannot defeat Dragano. We cannot defeat the Archmage, the Queen, without stopping the Necromancer. While he may be a hindrance to the Archmage and whatever else that he has done, he's been poking his head in spirit form around the Red Knight's halls, and apparently around the Sunken City, and we believe probably many other civilizations as well. He's apparently preparing to send an army of the undead through these portals, gathering strength, and then sending them whatever time. We need to destroy him before he can do this. But as we said before, and by the Queen's guidance, we must know everything there is that we can about the rod and about how to kill the Necromancer.
So you mentioned amethyst.
Yes. Amethyst is commonly used for seeing crystals.
For scrying?
Yes. So I believe that amethyst in the eyes of this vessel was allowing the Necromancer to scry what was the events in this area. It is also means that he is unable to do certain spells. Perhaps his aura is one of the few things that he is able to do. He may have other spells, but I would imagine that he is severely limited.
We actually found an amethyst crystal when we were looking for the crystals in Sunken City.
There are many crystals. It could be useful. We will have the decision to make whether to, by the queens and the kings that lead, to use these crystals to heal the tree, or to help the rod, or to absorb. But I think the tree and the rod should come first. Any crystal can be absorbed by the rod, I have found.
You have that book still? The one that we found in the Sunken City?
Maybe it's in my stuff. I don't know.
Well, we found
Yeah.
found the
I did see the books that you had.
Okay.
Yes, I browsed through the book on crystals. It is nothing that I haven't seen before. So I've been studying the crystals for a little bit over a year and a half now, and there was little known. Unfortunately and fortunately, I am probably the world's most educated on the crystals, and I know very little.
well, as long as my belt pouch is still in that pile of stuff, there's 2 in there.
That is good. Is there anything that you want to say, my queen?
I don't believe so. I think let them rest a little bit longer and
It's a lot to absorb. Onyx will be in to see you shortly. Take some time, eat, rest, relax. It's the first time you're officially and clearly awake in weeks, you shouldn't get to work right away. Just relax. 2 mage leaves. Do you stay or do you go?
I'll go.
Okay. Okay, so they leave. Kelkin kind of nods to you, and he leaves as well. And the paladins and everybody else leave with them. You guys are alone. Jacques is eating the whole time. He's just getting up.
I'd like to do something. I want to look at the crystal that I got, that I had put away before I had all the other ones, because I don't know what color it is. It was wrapped up when it was given to me, and I never opened it.
Okay.
So.
Open it up, and you see it's an obsidian.
Yeah.
Ruh-roh.
Do you touch it?
No.
Well, now we know how to get back to the necromancer.
Thank you for 200.
I show you, at least.
200
whoever else is around. Yeah.
200 stars from Scott Weber. Barbary said Tony doesn't forget to make Lump go completely barbarian, berserker, rage nuts. It keeps smashing dark hearts wherever we get back to. Yes.
Yes. Thank you, Scott.
If he has an opportunity, absolutely. Okay, you guys are alone. Jacques is the only NPC in the room, and you guys can talk it up.
Do we have to figure out what happened to us?
I think that's part of it, because if we know what happened to us, then we know how we defeated the necromancer again, and then that could essentially help us defeat him a third time.
I mean, the first time we fought him, we didn't do a great job, but we basically attacked the hearts and hit the heck out of them as many times as we can with as many sharp objects as possible. Right? And then he fled. Right?
Correct.
Yeah.
He was almost dead, I believe.
Right, and the zombies poured out of the temple and went to try and climb through all the layers of hell to get to the outside world, right?
Correct.
Okay, so that was time 1. Time 2, okay, let's...
We went in there, and then...
We walked in to the portal.
And that was it.
And the end.
We came, we saw,
We were ready to
kicked
fight.
his ass.
All right,
We were gonna fight.
you were there for a while.
Yes, we were able to damage the hearts somewhat, and Lump was...
Who's we? Let's give us everything that you remember, and then maybe that might help us jog our memories at all.
The loot was there, Chuck. Lumpy and Sparky.
Did the loot die?
No, well, not last I remember.
right.
And we did some damage to the hearts. Lump was climbing up the walls to actually get to the platform, and I don't know, then we unlocked the gate and the zombies started pouring out, and I kind of lost track of exactly what happened after that point.
All right. I don't know, I'm drawing a complete blank. I don't remember.
The last thing I remember, I was grasping at like butterflies in the air. And I was reaching for things constantly.
Butterflies.
Looking for something. Maybe I'm not remembering well.
Jack, I don't think there was butterflies in the necromancer's lair. Maybe
I think there were.
it was just in your head, buddy.
I think they were there.
Butterflies.
Whatever you say, buddy.
You were running around a little frantic, Chuck. Might not have been thinking clearly.
Do you remember what Jacques was doing?
I just remember him kind of on
remember
the
he
sides,
was
all
like-
scared. And,
He was,
oh yeah,
he was grasping for the portal, trying to make the portal open
Yeah.
up.
All right. So,
I'm gonna eat this while we talk.
so where is the loot, and where is Lump?
Maybe they died. Well, he said Lump
Lump?
made it out.
No, he said Lump made it out. He never
So
said
it's-
what happened to the loot.
Loot and Sparky. We don't know about.
Who's Sparky?
That-
Oh, the
gnome.
little gnome guy. Sorry.
Oh, Sparky.
That gnome you electrocuted.
Look,
Yeah.
That gnome you electrocuted.
if he would have...
Which one?
No,
Dwarves he fireballs, gnomes he electrocutes.
I gave him plenty of opportunity to step down off.
Speaking of, when all this is over, I think we need to have a conversation. Recklessness.
I just caught up. Guys, everyone home, my screen just caught up. What's going on? Scott Weber, and the part that Tony hasn't told, Lump smashing into Dark Hearts. And the part that Tony hasn't told is that Lump was smashing Dark Hearts, so the Necromancer bugged out, LOL, and Lump really saved everyone who was in the lair. 500 stars from Scott. Thank you, Scott. We got to find out what happened. We don't know what happened yet.
Thank you, Scott.
Guys, I took the fire off and I just put the recap music on. Tell me, make sure that that music's okay for you. I might be playing a lot of different kind of music today in my system, so let me know if it goes too loud, too low, and I'll check it.
So, I think I might have an idea then.
Let's see where we're at. We're at 58 shares, so you guys got +1.
Yay.
Thank you, guys.
They have +1 to remembering what happened.
Keep sharing
Nope.
the stream.
So
Hit that share button.
I think I might have an idea of how we can jog our memories. He said the amethyst affects scrying,
Yes.
Sure.
right? So maybe we can use that in some way to, I don't know.
See into the past.
Maybe, possibly.
Wow.
See
It's a stretch.
through time.
Sounds like magic to me.
It's,
It
it's,
sounds like
Can you do that, magic guy?
Can I do the look
It
into
sounded
the
like magic.
Yeah.
look into
Is the
the,
queen?
magic.
The queen's with us.
the look into the
Right?
past magic? Nope.
Ah.
Never tried that one before.
I mean,
All right, Thistle. Who's gonna do the magic?
I don't know.
Make it-
I'm just
make it
thinking.
happen.
I'm
No,
Is the
trying.
queen with us? Is the queen
I
with
like
No,
us?
no, but the door actually.
That's the first idea. So
Here's the door.
It's good. It's a great idea.
Oh,
yes.
hello. How you all feeling? Onyx walks in.
I thought it was Luke for a second. I was like, oh, he's alive.
It's close.
Oh.
Close.
They're related. Distant.
I am the
related.
lovely Lou. That's how he
yes,
sounds.
yes.
This is Onyx. It's different. I only have one voice, one person.
Yes, Morgan.
Hello.
You had to start him.
I watched.
Stardom, it
I
never
rewatched
stops.
the part where I was like, "Can I go now?" This goes. Watch everybody laugh. It was hilarious. That's my favorite thing. I probably can watch it 20 times in a row.
It's all
So-
Onyx.
How are you all feeling?
Very disoriented.
very
As
concerned.
to be expected.
Confused.
Confused. Concerned.
Yes, they said they found you in a very poor state. I'm glad that you survived. We didn't think that you would.
Yeah, they mentioned something that they felt like maybe it had something to do with the rod or something with the last time we fought the necromancer that allowed us to withstand the transition longer. I don't know if we told you this or not, but back when we first activated the rod,
Yes.
remember there was like an energy burst that the rod kind of sent out and it hit all of us.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a possibility somehow. We have not been able to figure out what that was, but
I don't know what it would have been, but it's possible.
it felt more than it didn't feel like an attack. It felt like some
This
sort of
This was after, obviously, the
Imbue.
dragon was already in it, the Ember, right? Yep. Knowing very much about dragons, I do. I would tell you that the dragons actually have a very strong and legendary resistance. It is possible that may have aided you. I don't know if that would completely protect you in time, but it may have helped. So that may have been part or it's for the reason that you survived.
What about the loot? He's bound to the collector. Could that have...
To the queen.
To the Red Knight, I
Oh,
believe.
the Red Knight. I'm sorry. Could that have given
Oh,
us some extra protection too?
Yes, it's possible. You're all bound. The loot is bound, and you are all bound. It's possible that it could have helped. It's hard to say what an ancient would do or not do in moments of crisis. It's hard to say. We need more evidence. As I'm sure I know two major briefed you briefly, but we need to know more. And I think it's very important that you know whatever I know, and then I think it's important that you do the research and figure out what is going on. And here's why. Very beginning, when Alabaster came to me and the Seer, he made very clear that he felt that the Second Celestial War was coming. And now that we know that it's here, he was right. He also believed that what he said, that heroes would come, reborn. There were some that were not reborn, and that were of a place that he came from, and there were some that would be reborn in this world, and wouldn't even know that they were the heroes of a past time, so to say. He believed that those heroes are you. And I do believe that he is right. When I first met you, I interviewed you pretty harshly, and I wanted to make sure that your heart was in the right place. I do believe that in light of certain events that is absolutely solidified in my mind, that is your purpose is truthful. And I do believe that it is your destiny to walk this path. I think that you must make sure that you're prepared, because I know the Queen and the King, they're putting in the highest priority to destroy the Necromancer. And when the time is right, we're going to send the appropriate people with you. Master Lane is one of apparently our best fighters in repelling evil of that nature. He will go with you. Our paladins are doing well in destroying the lesser temples. But when it comes to the greater temple, whatever you possess, you need to know what it is. Whatever the crystal rod can do, at least what we can figure out now, we should figure it out. So the one thing that I know that could be helpful is that this man, this necromancer, I know his name. His name is Cyrus Maynard. And Cyrus was a wizard who was trained by me over 1,000 years ago. The problem is that we split in our paths. Many a time, wizards get caught up in prolonging their life. They see themselves spending half a life trying to discover magic, and then they think about the other half, and how they may die before they even make any significant progress. So, he turned to necromancy, and in that became whatever he is that he is today. He's come back a few times, never to see me, but others under my command. And I believe he's just simply taunting me, us, or everyone. He must feel very powerful, and it sounds like that he had plenty of time to increase his power. I remember him as a man that was shallow-minded, no true heart. And it seems very fitting for now that he is probably no more than a simple crystal and vessel. As a lich, he resides truly in the crystal. You must find that crystal. And the good news about that is if you find the crystal, any light that he's absorbed will be inside of it. Perhaps we can take it out and use it.
Fuel the rod.
To the tree.
Yes. But you must make sure that he is dead before any of this.
How do we kill a lich? How do we kill the necromancer? How do we even attempt to do that?
To do it normally is to destroy the crystal.
And to make sure he's dead, we have to make sure the crystal is destroyed, or the light is taken from it.
Yes, it's quite tricky. I think you'll have to destroy the crystal in front of the rod, or near the tree, or any other thing you could think of. This is not a normal, everyday thing we are considering here.
So then we don't want to absorb the
no
crystal into the rod. We want to physically destroy the crystal.
We want to, if there's a way to gather the light from that crystal, it would be significant. But we must make sure that he is gone before that is done.
He's dead.
So
make sure that he is truly dead.
we need to kill his physical form first, and then draw him out of the crystal, is what I'm gathering. In a sense, I guess. Maybe.
Do we have to kill his physical form if we get the crystal first?
Absolutely. The physical form must be destroyed. He is partially in that form. Although, if there was a way to sever, you see when a lich is created, they create themselves through dark magic ritual. They make the crystal, and a small part of them resides in the vessel. You could flip this, trap the crystal, or make it trapped from him where he can't use it, where he remains only in the vessel.
Do we have any idea where this crystal is?
I guarantee that it would be in his lair, this giant temple that is somewhere below.
Do we know what color this crystal would be?
I don't know that.
I'm guessing purplish. Just from this general color scheme.
You know what? It's a fair assessment. I'll give you that.
Very good deduction.
He does have a liking for purple.
All right. So we have to somehow sever the connection somehow between him and the crystal. His
kill his vessel.
So
Make sure there's no other vessels around. Kill all of those. When I know the other knights, the other paladins are trying to do all that. And then find a way before we destroy the crystal, before the light is lost or just, I guess, spread to the, just, the ether. See if we can tap into that light and either get it into the tree or get it into the rod and then put it from the rod to the tree. Okay. Seems simple enough.
where is the
Cyrus.
Out of game, can the queen walk in?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
Queen walks in.
Because I didn't realize that I was not going to be in this conversation if I didn't stay last time.
where?
It's okay.
Where
walk
in real? All right. So
Uranus.
Thistle turns to Onyx. He goes, where is
The queen walks in.
Oh.
My queen.
Hello.
Highness?
Uranus.
Where is the tree in relation to the main temple?
We do believe that the main temple is not far off. It's not underneath it or anything, but it is somewhat close.
Is there any way that you could see back in time to what happened to us when we were in the necromancer's lair?
Maybe using amethyst?
How do you know about that?
How do we know about what? It was a guess.
Know about the amethyst?
There is a way to do such a thing, but it's not exactly go through time. It's actually an ability that the monks of Arlight have. They are able to, if they walk through an area where there's a lot of emotion or something dramatic happened there, they can tap into it. Tapping into an engram and almost view it. It's possible something like that could be done if perhaps we use the rod and amplify it. You would be able to some sort travel back in time and see what happened. Now the amethyst would be something that would be used in the ritual as well, and that would help attune the rod to what we're
So I
trying to do.
go over to my pouch and I do the
Yes, ma'am. This is what's the percentage?
a quarter, I think it was.
This is significant enough to use. We could definitely use this. Hold it for now, and then we will give it to Kelkin, perhaps. And perhaps if you want to, where do you want to do this?
We were just discussing it before you walked in, and I was kind of throwing things out there, and that was kind of an idea.
I have one also. I can help too.
Amethyst?
A quarter.
Whoa. Okay.
Oh.
We're trying to figure out. We since we have no memory of fighting this necromancer the last time. What happened? How we destroyed his vessel? How we ended up encased in yellow
Gook?
I
fluids?
feel young.
We don't know anything. And if that's so essential to us feeding him again, we're trying to figure out any way that we could find that information out.
We don't know where else to start.
Well, I will talk to Kelkin, and we'll see about maybe we can head over back to the temple when you're feeling ready. Not now. In the meantime, we do have access. Two Mage can take you to the library in Arlight. Kelkin is there with you, and if you want to do some sort of research and find out some things, you could, or you could go through the libraries that we have here. Or just rest and take some time and figure out whatever you think would be helpful.
The rod is still fully depleted, correct?
Yes.
So, I also have an ember about the same size as the amethyst. and
Any
I-
crystals you have, we would have to use because we would like to charge it and then to use it.
Correct. I believe you have a large piece as well.
Obsidian.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Can-
Remember? Like 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
I want to use that one.
Would that affect
can-
the rod negatively?
I don't think we've ever tried to use an obsidian on it. I would fear doing that because
Yes.
anything that touches the obsidian brings it down into hell.
I would not do it. I want to go back. I don't want to go back on another wild goose chase. We're going to go back for a reason.
Well, I
Deal
guess
with
we have a
that,
way
man.
to get back down to the necromancer, at least.
True.
No,
No?
no, do not touch that thing because you will not go back the way you want to. We will merely go back to the portal that is set up and tap into how the.
So maybe you
Necromancer
want to get
already
rid of that.
I do want to get rid of it.
Very much.
Hey guys, I hope to let you know that Facebook is definitely acting very odd today. and it is not letting me see like all of your comments. So I see that people are trying to talk, and it comes in. If I reset it, oh wow, there's a lot of stars here.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, so sorry guys, and it just keeps not resetting. Let's see. James Green, thank you for 200 stars.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
Jeff Sanford,
Yeah.
100 stars. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Jeff.
Jeff.
Deanna Anchor, what's going on? She says, use the crystals you have to charge the rod, then use a stored light to heal the tree.
Yes.
May not be enough.
Yeah.
It's start.
Let's see.
I mean, if we're gonna use the I want to find the big bag of crystals that we had.
Oh
you
my
know?
god.
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you where those crystals are. They're in the necromancer's crystal.
Scott Weber gives 200 stars for Archie to give an overly dramatic speech, pledging to kill the necromancer at all costs
my
and vow to
God.
never give up.
Right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
No pressure, Rob.
Yes.
No pressure.
I
Just
love
time
it.
my
You
night.
got this in his back
This is
pocket.
it. Even if we kill the necromancers, it's better.
Jeff Sanford, thank you for 100 stars. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
This was a little slow.
Well, it looks like we're gonna have a big mission ahead of us. And before we start, I just want to say something.
Sure.
These last few months traveling with you all, I believe I've met a group of companions unlike any other. The purpose we have been given in this quest is truly one of the most important things in eternity. And we must destroy this necromancer to save our world. And I vow now that I will sacrifice myself and promise that I will rid Andaria of the necromancer and bring peace back to the world.
Well, here. I never knew the gnomes had so much tenacity.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Ours has stuff.
Have you met the other gnome?
I did see the orc and a gnome hanging out. They've been at the tower that we assigned to you. But I did not meet the gnome officially.
Very much tenacity.
The tower's filling up. Hope we got guest rooms.
we don't even know his real name. It's just a gnome.
It's Nomi.
Oh, stop.
No, we don't.
No,
Don't do that. Once you say that, that's it.
It's out there.
No.
That's not
Sparky.
it.
His name's Sparky, and that's fine.
Sparky.
Sparky.
Figure out what you want to do, how you want to proceed, and as I discussed it with the Queen, we want you to rest first. So we will give you a few days rest. I'd say 2 or 3 at least, if not more, if you need it. Time is of the essence, but we want you to be ready for it. Okay, so let's talk at a later date.
Thank you.
Thank you.
He leaves. Do you stay or you leave?
I'll stay for just a few moments.
Okay, so sit down. So actually, what we're gonna do is we're gonna fast forward. Okay. So days pass. You
Wait.
guys are.
If days are gonna pass, first I ask if they have the materials that I could build a new suit while we're recovering
Nice.
and studying.
Nice.
He looks at you and he says, "I believe it's all taken care of. Don't worry.
Oh.
I'll see you later." He leaves. Okay, so 2 or 3 days pass. You guys rest, and when you're sleeping, you have all these vicious nightmares where, like, you wake up in the necromancer's temple, and you have these, like, almost like these Stranger Things kind of dreams. Where you wake up, you see the temple, like come flying at you, coming quickly.
Oh my God.
And you're looking at it, you see you see yourself as a zombie, and it's almost like he's still connected to you in like a very, very weak way. You have it by yourselves, obviously not shared. And it's up to you whether you want to share that. But you just have all different sorts of these nightmares. 3 day, the third day, you guys are starting to feel like yourselves again. You're just trying to relax. And this is the first time you guys have time to rest before, but this will be the most time you guys have taken off and, like, try to get your heads out of it.
Months.
So you guys, I want you guys to I'm going to give you 2 minutes, a 2-minute conversation in real life. And this would be like the small conversations, a summary of the small conversation you've had over the 3 days. And you are there as well. It could be times you see the Queen. She sits down with you, and you relax, but you are kind of like discussing the problem at hand. Okay? Go for it, 2 minutes.
But I definitely like the idea of using the crystal to.
We gotta start there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would. I mean, just so we don't have to. Time-wise, just to physically figure out what the hell we got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, if we have to figure out how to beat this guy, and we know we defeated him the last time, we might as well take a look at what happened and see. What's there. I mean, other than that, I don't even know what we can do.
I want to spend some time. We got access to a couple of libraries, so I want to find out more about liches, how we defeat them, how we can find where they might secret these crystals, how you break those crystals.
Maybe
are they magically protected? How can I break a link? All those sort of things that we kind of have hints about, anything that we can gain an advantage. Because I think facing his truest vessel, for lack of a better term, might be more difficult than what we've done in the past. So
that's a fair assessment.
Is there any way that the necromancer, and can I ask this to one of either the queen or
An NPC can answer because it's been 3 days. You could have.
Is there any way that the necromancer is scrying on us through the amethyst?
Do you want to take that, or want me to take it?
Well, would the queen know that?
You know about what happened with Frank. I'll answer. So,
Well,
I believe this to be true. The necromancer actually visited here in some sort of spiritual form, and he was trying to tempt some of our order to follow him. So, yes.
This is while we were out? Oh, we were
No.
knocked out?
no,
Before.
this is many months ago, before the battle even happened.
Not months ago, weeks ago.
Weeks ago.
My queen. Sorry.
Time seems to be.
It does seem.
Can
Time does
we?
It seems.
It seems.
Can we, in return, scry on him, or would that be to any type of advantage to do that?
We could try. I don't know how. We could try it. Absolutely. Fire with the stars from Scott Weber. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
I think it was Scott Weber because I can't see the. Oh yeah, it is Scott Weber. Let's see what he says.
So to defeat the enemy, the most important thing is to know the enemy.
Right.
Know who he is. What is his purpose? What is his goal? What does he want?
Obviously, is to take over the world.
For who? For himself?
For Drogano, of course.
Right. I want them to connect all the dots, that's all.
Oh.
So. Now, he's working with Drogano. What do you know of Drogano?
Your Highness, we've unfortunately seen Drogano too many times for any mortal. Which, one is too many times for any mortal. He is, from our understanding, the true.
He's the father of the father of the agents.
Yes, true father of the evil agents, of the Queen,
Right.
the Archmage, and he's trapped in the center of Vandaria. He's trying to get out. He has gotten out. He attacked, the dark, the Underdark.
Right. Well,
I don't know where he is now.
he's not out completely. That is just a mere inkling of who he is. I'm sure you understand that, though.
Yes. Yeah.
I do not understand that. What does that mean? Inkling.
Well, Drogano is basically the sun in the center of the world.
So this guy that's out is like a what?
It's just a mere.
It's like a projection, like almost
An
like he said,
avatar.
an avatar,
A tiny piece of him.
a piece of himself. Like he's beyond an ancient. He's above an ancient, right? So his true essence, his true self, his true power, is something probably can't even really see or understand. So what we saw attack is just like a mere piece of that. And that, by the way, just to be clear for everyone who wasn't there, was the scariest thing I've ever been through, and we went through every layer of hell. Okay, so
I have a thought. So
yeah,
for one, we don't know, unless we do know, my queen, what happened. We don't know what happened to all the forces when they escaped hell. They went into the dark, and apparently, supposedly, Drogano went there. And then this makes me think, because the vessel was L-Cross, right? That wizard.
Yes.
So that was a necromancer's power, yes?
Yes.
So does that mean that if we did destroy the necromancer,
That would at least somewhat stop Dragano for a little while.
It would. It would slow him down.
Well, that's a big win.
That's a help.
So-
At least it puts him back into hell until he does it again.
So Dragano needs the Necromancer to basically just create his avatars.
Well, it also
Is what we're
just-
getting at.
Not only that, but like I would say weaken the bonds that are holding him. I mean, we were able to seal up most of the holes, the tree keeping Dragano inside of hell. The Necromancer, by forcing all of the undead, all of these zombies and stuff from hell onto the surface world, I think would weaken those bonds further. So if we can stop him, reverse what he's doing, it'll give us an opportunity to strengthen the tree, push back on the gains that he's made, and stop him from having a physical avatar here in the world until he can find some other
way of doing it
right,
again.
some other, I guess, easily corruptible evil wizard or good wizard. I think you said that Elcross was somebody that you knew.
Yes.
I don't mean to speak ill of the dead.
Well, I don't think.
So
I think Elcross was actually corrupted. I think
He
more
was-
possessed.
Yes,
right, that's what I'm
against
saying.
his
Yeah.
will. It was, yeah, it was definitely a fight for his own willpower, and he lost.
Thank you,
course.
for Jeff Sanford, 100 stars, and Rob Bevilacqua for 400 stars. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
nice.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. We appreciate the help
thank
and the support.
So let's. All right. So I'd like to do some research on liches in general, and on this Cyrus person in particular, just to kind of figure out again if we can get any kind of sense of what makes him tick. Why would he? I don't know. Why would he do what he did? And again, trying to figure out what's the best way to break him from his crystal base.
So, do you think the like anti-magic around the phylactery or the crystal, whatever the heck you want to call it, would work so the soul can't go back into the crystal?
Possible. It's possible. I want to know.
Well, isn't his soul already in the crystal?
Part of his soul's inside the crystal. The other part's in the physical form, right?
We'll say you're talk to Onyx when he's there at a certain time. It would have to be at a time. If I'll put it in easy terms, 99% of his essence is in the crystal, and 1% is out in the vessel. But if he has other vessels, perhaps 95% is there, and 1%, they're all out different ways. And I would imagine that he's spreading himself thin, so it's probably the latter.
If we spy on him, can we be able to tell if there's only 1 or 5?
I don't know if even the spying would work. I do know that if he thought the crystal was in danger, that he would rush out into the vessel, and then that would be the end. He would have to construct a whole new crystal. He would have to really believe the crystal was about to be destroyed. It's tricky. 50 stars with James Green.
Nice.
James?
Thank you, James.
Crowd fund for Sparky's clothes.
Even if we made him think that, the crystal was about to be destroyed.
But
doesn't even have to necessarily.
We don't even know how to destroy a crystal. That's
Truth.
the other
well,
problem.
That's what I'm saying.
Well,
we
I
don't
believe
even
the rod
have
could
to
do this.
really
Yes.
need to know.
Right. Onyx, what do you think if we had the rod and we tried to absorb the crystal before we killed him, or as we were killing him, or whatever the case may be, absorb the power of the crystal before we destroyed him?
My worry is that you would absorb him.
Right.
His essence is in the crystal, like Alabaster and Ember are in yours, and the heroes of old.
But now, would that really be a bad thing if we did that?
I don't know, but I can imagine it being a good thing. I don't think we should have him in there.
I mean, there's a red dragon in that thing, right?
But the Red Dragon is not inherently evil and based upon necromancy. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've never dealt with such a thing. I just don't think that we should take that kind of risk.
I'm just asking. 'Cause I
don't
don't
want
know
a
either.
necromancer to go into the most powerful item in the universe.
I'm not
No,
saying it's right or wrong.
I understand. I was saying the same thing, but I think I guess my worry is, and I don't know if I'm on the exact same page with Onyx. My worry would be this: if we did that without destroying him, he wouldn't actually be destroyed. He would still exist,
his soul would still be
Kind
here.
of like Alabaster does
Right.
inside the
Except
rod.
You know, we want Alabaster.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't want
Yeah,
Drogano.
you're right. You're right.
So we want to figure out a way where we destroy his part of that without destroying all the rest of the lights in that crystal.
So then the question is, how do we draw him out?
I think just Onyx kind of hit on it. We have to make him feel
That
like-
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, and we're destroying this thing.
And I think the only way that we can do that is that we have to honestly say, like, if it gets to a certain point, we have to sacrifice the light that's in there and just destroy the crystal. We have to know that that's true. In case he's one, scrying on us, or two, he can sense that we're bluffing. We have to not be bluffing. At a certain point, we have to say, look, if it gets to this point, we're going to break the crystal. We're just going to destroy it. We'll let all the other light get absorbed into the world, so that we can kill him if we need to.
But if he thinks the crystal will be destroyed, and he pulls himself out of the crystal, is he dead after that, or is he just kind of floating around?
No, I think
Maybe in a vessel.
No, I think his vessel would, like, he'd pull all of his power, all of his soul out of the crystal into his vessel, and then try and escape and make another crystal.
Or maybe more than one vessel.
From
We
what
don't even know.
from what it sounds like, it sounds like he needs to either be in the crystal or in a vessel. He can't be in limbo.
So if he thinks the crystal will be destroyed, then he'll be 100%
In his
the
physical
vessel.
form.
Right.
That is his advantage. You know, if you do the research on liches and dark ritual and necromancy, that is the main advantage when they do so. They feel like they can escape the aging of the body, like this. Guys, we just
sick.
we just put a poll out there to say, should the group destroy the necromancer, and 90% people agree that yes, we destroy the necromancer. 10% want to take him to a tea party.
We should explore necromancy. That's an interesting way to.
Scott Walter says, I bet the missing 1% is in the local apothecary. Marlon Johnson, he wants to know he would be vulnerable if he's in his. I'll just say it as Onyx says. So if he's in his in the state of a vessel, and that vessel was destroyed, he would not be able to go to the crystal. And if he has nowhere to go, he would be gone. Maybe be absorbed by Drogano, but he would be gone. 200 stars from Scott Weber. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
Scott.
you, Scott.
Thank
Yeah, let him get absorbed by Drogano.
Bribery for Tony to do at some point pontificate as Sparky and work in the phrase, and I swear it by my name, Spartacus. Keystone Gear Sprocket. Got it.
That is a good name.
It is a good name.
Come on.
No.
Gear Sprocket reminds me of Gizmo Duck.
Yes.
What's his name? Fenton Crack Shell? Wow, I asked the question, I came up with it instantly. My brain was ready.
Wow.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
That was good.
I can't think of people I know all every day.
I can't remember your
Dad?
name.
I can't remember people at this table.
But I know that Gizmo Duck's real name was
Thanks, Jim. Tom.
Oh, God. Now to you, Jim.
So now,
Okay, so you guys finish your 3 days. You guys are more relaxed. You're there, and you can be involved with them as much as you want. You can just say when you're in and out. You can talk. It's okay. You guys can talk to any NPC you want. You can have any NPC in the room with you. Just turn and talk to me, and we'll just say it's a time because we're kind of like macro going through the time. So 3 days have passed. You guys feel better. What do you want to do? Do you have anything that you want to have told them in that time? Or any advice you like that?
Well, I just want to ask them what they know of Ember, actually.
The dragon?
Yeah.
he was a dragon that lived under Sunken City,
Sunken City.
and basically was the ruler of it.
Perhaps.
And now he's dead, and inside this rod, that's really about it.
Yeah.
Do we all have ashes, or did a bunch of us
Yes.
pick up?
Oh, yes.
Thank you.
Can we give them to the?
Real
What?
ashes.
Would you like to take some of his ashes?
Are you?
Can't do anything with them?
Actually, I'll be 2 majors. Are we sure that that's actually the ashes of Ember?
They were there.
You were there.
We picked them up.
Dinosaur.
No,
I was talking with Kelkin, and we heard about your idea, and he believes it's possible.
Which?
If we go back to the site of any event that happened, we should be able to tap into exactly what happened there.
Okay.
So now I know that you wanted to do it in the Necromancer's lair, that lesser temple.
Yeah.
But I say we do it in perhaps an easier spot.
As like a trial run?
Yes.
Well,
you're thinking
is
you're
it
thinking Ember.
In the sunken city.
is it still there?
Let us at least confirm the things that we think we know.
Okay.
Is the lair even still there? Is any of the city still there?
Seems.
I have
That's
I have searched it. Most of the underground area of the sunken city is gone. One of the few areas left is the dragon's lair.
Now, what about the actual city? 'Cause
The city is created bridges to any areas that were high enough to stay above the water, but it is basically 80% of the
boy.
water. And there are thousands that have made their way here to the Red City for refuge. But in good news, the Queen's forces have left the area.
well, that's one way, friend.
So, I recommend, on our Queen's wishes, that we find out everything we can about the rod. We make sure there's nothing left that we do not understand, and then once we do that, make our way to find out everything we can about the Necromancer. And when we are ready, go after him.
So, I guess we're going back to the sunken city.
Third time's a charm.
I'm going to stay here. I don't know. I had a lot of adventuring, and I'm just going to rest a little bit.
Onyx, in all your studying of the rod, we know who designed it. We know who built it. Like, why do we not know what it does? I don't understand. Like, what is somehow is greater than the sum of its parts? Is the crystal that we have to power it not the same as other amber crystals?
I feel like the answer would come if we were there. We don't exactly know what happened. Apparently, like the dragon was there. Did somebody cast a spell on it? Did somebody do something to put him in there? The problem is we don't know. So, is there some sort of wild magic? Oh, by the way, the wizard you brought to me, Wexel, is the same wizard that stole the crystal from me in the heist that I was in. So I put him in prison. And he's down below.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
He's a wild wizard. And that makes me think if he's involved. And if he is involved, that's something we should know. He was working with Bludgy, the thief.
Right.
So, if Bludgy was involved, which we don't know for sure, it's possible that Wexel could have cast something on the crystal.
Cast some sort of wild magic on the crystal to set off this whole.
That makes sense.
It's possible.
What crystal?
The crystal in the crystal rod.
Right. The amber crystal inside the rod. But I'm saying, right. We know who built it. We know who designed it. They're here too, right? We know what it's made out of. Why don't we know why it does what it does? Doesn't make sense to me, right? If it was designed for a particular purpose, we know it's designed. Why doesn't it just do that? Why does it do all these other things, right? And so what Onyx is saying is that maybe at the beginning when it first was powered up by Ember somehow, right? Maybe we need to go back to the origin to find out truly what happened here. Because think about it, and think about this, right? The crystal absorbs light, right? It doesn't absorb people.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it does, but it doesn't because we know that it absorbed Ember because Ember's made from light. Because he's made from the Red Knights.
We don't know anything, actually. We're just assuming. None of us were there.
We're all made from light, right? I mean, we all have a piece of the light inside of us, right? The piece of our light.
Some more than others.
It's debatable.
500 stars from James Green to launch Ember's ashes into in a ball form at the vessels to destroy the Necromancer.
Okay. Yes, I'll do that.
Not a bad idea.
Right. It still doesn't make sense to me, right?
Well, why don't we just go
when our
to
light
look
goes
and
in,
No,
right?
we-
It goes in like alabaster. Like our souls, or for lack of a better term, go there. Our physical forms don't, Ember, did Ember also make some kind of like?
Why don't we go find out?
Let's go find out.
Let's start with Ember. If this works
do it.
out as we anticipate, then we'll go to
And let's speak to Wexel.
what's it called as well to find out what happened to
Wexler is
us.
here. He can be spoken to. Yes.
Let's speak to Wexel. If he witnessed what had gone on.
Well,
Well,
first,
first let's see.
I agree.
To
because
see if he's lying.
Let's
or not.
let's know what actually
Yes,
happened before we talk to him.
Right. You know the answers to the
Well,
questions we asked.
two mage will go with you. Kelkin will go with you as well, and I will see you when you return. Queen, my queen, do you wish to go with them, or will you stay?
I believe I'll go with them.
Okay.
As you wish.
Thank you, Your Highness.
Good luck, everyone,
Thank you.
and keep it light. You're on light duty.
Right.
Okay,
no,
so
Before we leave, I'm gonna leave the crystal here, the one that I have.
okay,
Yeah, I'm gonna leave the red one, and I'm gonna give the
you can have it.
Amethyst
They'll
to-
put it in the vault.
well, I'm gonna give the amethyst to whoever needs it to do this thing, right?
Will you give it to that?
I
Yeah.
have mine too.
Yeah.
Just give it to them too.
Kelkin.
Yeah, I'll give it to Kelkin.
Sparky walks up. He walks up to you. He
Sparky.
goes, Arky, you looking better.
Thanks.
Not great, but better.
That's good. But what happened to you?
I lived. I don't remember much. I remember us wrestling and stuff. I don't know what I was trying to do, but I don't know. There's a long gap between the fighting and waking up.
Yes, I know what you mean. Very strange.
Yeah. That guy at Master Lane, he said that he thought that maybe because there's lightning in me that I resisted it more. So I guess it worked out that I got shocked.
Sorry. Worked
I
out
guess
for you.
not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
You're welcome.
I guess it worked out for you. Not so well for the rest of the sunken city, it seems.
No, I worked so long on those pipes there. Oh, that reminds me. Come on, I want to show you something. Come back to the tower real quick. You're going somewhere? Are you leaving?
We're leaving soon, but what is it?
Okay, come with me. Well, it's not done yet, but you can come see it.
All right.
Okay, come. Okay. So he runs you back to the tower. Anybody go with them, or you wait?
Wait.
Yeah, we're gonna wait.
I don't need to see it. I don't need to be there.
Let them have their moment.
Okay. Gnomes.
Special gnome.
Go do your thing, gnomes. Nerds.
You're so gnomy.
You walk into your room in the tower, and you see there's all like parts everywhere, and there's a big sheet over something. And he's like, "Okay, I've been following a lot of your designs and what I know, and I think I've got it right." And he pulls out, and you see a suit is made for you, a new suit, and the new suit looks somewhat the same and somewhat different. This one looks like it's powered by. Well, let me tell you. I will let the gnome tell you the rest. So I was gonna do it like you had it, and then I realized I could do it differently because you use like steam, right?
Right.
But I did something different. He shows you the back, and he kind of just opens the pack, gets his tools out, opens it up, and he said, "You see, this thing like spins around really fast, and it just needs like a charge." So he goes, and you see the suit goes, the suit like moves a little bit. He goes, and pretty much as long as every time you move, you're actually keeping it charged up, and you can do all sorts of things. Like it does this, and he pushes a button on it, and you see a line shoot out across the room, it hits the wall, and he goes, it shoots like lightning onto the line.
Whoa.
He's
Is that
so
Rob or
happy.
Arky?
So there's a lot of cool things that it does. I still gotta get out the kinks because if it wasn't me, I'd probably be dead a couple of times.
Well, it sounds great anyway.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna keep working on it, and then I don't know. When you come back, maybe I'll have it done. I don't know.
Wow. Well, thanks, Sparky.
Thank you. You inspire me, so this is my way of kicking back. And at least if I'm with you, I can charge it up for you and help out. So maybe you'll have to take me along.
We will.
Great. I'm gonna keep working.
Get back to it, Sparky.
Okay.
We're going to take Sparky along. Not every character gets to just carry around a person that reminds them of all the bad decisions they made.
I've had a couple characters like that.
And you sit there, Lump walks in. And he goes, "Oh, no!" He picks you up.
Lump. It's good to see you.
Good to see you. Get me out of here.
You don't like it here?
I keep getting shocked by the suit. I have to be soup tester.
Well, I appreciate it, Lump. It's for a good purpose.
I want to go home. Don't leave me with no. It's gonna shock me.
Okay, well, maybe you could come with us.
No, actually, I need Lump. Could you stay? I actually need you to test out.
No, sorry, Lump.
He's the guy from Ghostbusters. When Bigman's doing the tests.
Lump stay. This last day. Lump wizard. Lots of smells, you guys. Stop electrocuting Lump.
Don't worry, Lump. We'll be back soon.
Okay. You leave. You hear inside.
Yes. Oh!
Oh, poor Lump.
Don't move.
Okay. You leave. You make your way back. You make your way back to everybody else. You're all together. Two Mage, Kelkin, and the Queen are there. Jacques is resting. You actually see Jacques on the way back to the tower. And they go, "Oh, see you later, Sparky." I mean, Arky. See you later, Arky.
Sparky.
Have a good one. Let me know what happens.
Oh, you're not coming, Chuck?
I am going to sleep a long time.
Well, okay.
Yes, I'm going to enjoy it.
See you when we get back.
Yes. By the way, I have this out of game. I have this thing with Jacques. I always feel like I know where Jacques is mentally, and I do different things with him, and I just keep feeling like he has not gotten to rest. He's not chilled out. Especially because even before the quest, he was on a long journey and came out and then was sent right in. And he just wants a few days. Just a little time. And he's got 3 days, but it's just still not enough. He just needs more time. He needs some time off.
I need a vacation, damn it.
Every time I go to roleplay him, I inherently just start doing that. I'm like, hey, he needs it. That's what he needs.
He's got he built up a lot of PTO time.
Yes, he needs it. So he's trying to get it. And I'm subconsciously keep playing that for him, and I just go with it. That's what he needs. So just roll Lump is the best. Yes, Lump is the best. Electro Lump, yes. Michelle Kokoza says she got the reference. That's good. This is giving me so many ideas. Kendra's getting ideas from Audio Dungeon. Also, use it to enjoy. If you guys want really a lot of good ideas, go back to the episode of Desert Dungeon, and you'll see the Mardigan cage that we did for.
Yeah, somebody had asked about that
recently.
recently.
And if anybody does that, please make a video of it. I'm dying to see somebody do that. I just love to watch the reactions of people if they're trying to solve it. So please send us the videos if you use any of the stuff. Use whatever you like and enjoy. Okay, so you guys, with the power of 2 Mage, you guys go back. You guys appear in the same area, which is where the dust of Ember is, and that's the dragon layer of Ember. And you see water is coming in from all sides, like it's all around. And then you're all there. Remember, Kelkin, 2 Mage, and Frigg, the Queen. Most of it's 2 Mage. Most of the city is underwater. There are a few buildings left. The vault being one of them. And there are some people still living here, but it is not a city anymore. It is probably for the best. It was only what it was when Ember was here. Now it was a shadow of that, and these people, I don't think, have a fond memory of this place anymore. So I think that was probably for the best.
We created a wasteland. Call it victory.
We freed them. They are freed. So perhaps that is enough. So, let us begin this. Kelkin, are you able to... Kelkin cuts him off. He's like, yes. Let me just set everything up. You have the rod, of course, yes? And,
I knew he forgot something.
2 Mage has the rod. He puts the rod, you see him cast a spell, and he kind of lets the rod, stay straight up. He goes, it must be solstice. The rod is staying up. No, I'm just using a spell. He goes to Kelkin, and Kelkin holds out the amethyst,
and he starts doing saying some words, and you hear like in the words the keeper and light and things like that, and it's more of a prayer than a magical enchantment that you would do. He walks a circle around, and all of a sudden he walks around maybe about 3 times, and finally reaches like the 4th time. The amethyst starts to make a trail around the rod, and then he keeps going, and he holds the amethyst there within the trail, goes to the rod, says some words to the keeper, praying, and you see the rod go just going brighter. All of a sudden, you're all in like some kind of ethereal form, and you're basically just kind of watching. This is what you see. This is what you hear. Oh, by the way. Oh, and by the way, so we're going to cut to right now is the very first pre-story session that Audio Dungeon has ever played.
Oh man!
Awesome.
Which is
my
audio
God.
only. Okay, so this is a section where it's me talking to myself, but they're all there, and this is the section where the whole thing actually happened. And just so you know, things happened in the story, and I rolled for everything that happened right there. So this is literally going back. Today is March 3rd when we're filming this episode, or March 4th?
March
Today,
4th.
March
4th, and this is around, I want to say, like August, September, maybe before that.
18.
Of 2018.
Yeah.
It's the summer of 2018.
Yeah.
It's
That
the
was
summer.
before August, yeah.
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 So,
man.
if you guys can't hear it, let me know. I'm gonna try to raise it up. And Steve, just so you know, I lost my center screen here, so I may not have be able to control audio. I might need you to raise things up if they need to. So if you can watch that, Steve. Okay. So guys, without further ado, I didn't say it today. I'm recovering. This is that piece of what happened in the cave on Audio Dungeons from the summer of 2018. Enjoy. So the mayor's just sitting there, and they're talking about something, and they definitely seen Buddy, and you haven't seen this ever. And the dragon walks up. Every step puts like a dagger through your heart because it makes you feel scared. And he goes,
"You're wasting my time."
his voice echoes really everywhere. And Bludgy's like looks at him. Bludgy gulps first. He goes, well, I just want to let you know that I have something for you.
What is it?
And Bludgy pulls out something, and he pulls out this, to you guys who haven't seen it before, this long, cylindrical, yellow, glowing crystal. And he goes, I apprehended this, and I figured it was powerful. And maybe you, being the High Lord, want to have it. So the dragon looks at it. And Jay comes all the way down to this little guy, just looking at it. He's an ancient dragon, so he's bigger than normal dragons and everything. So he's looking at it. He goes,
"This is made by my dragon's breath and by the dust in my cave. I have not seen this before. Who brought this to you?"
well, I heisted it off of the Red Knight's men, and that some sort of wizard. I don't know all the wizards, but I think it was Onyx, one of the wizards from the Red Knight.
Well, it seems the Red Knights is doing something very odd.
Well, I know nothing about this thing, since I figured I'd bring it to you. I know we haven't really met much, so you deal with the guild master, but he's getting old, and I figured that, if I found this, you should know right about it, because you're the Dragon High Lord, and whatever I say is for you. And that's I'm here for you, buddy. He goes,
Whatever this is, I'm going to destroy it.
and Bludgy looks at him, and he hears him here. And Bludgy's like, I'm going to move over here. Owen just sitting, not really paying attention, just sitting there. Owen deals with the dragon every day, so it's not a big deal, but he doesn't want to obviously die. So Owen just starts paying attention and runs back. They run out of the way. Because now you back up for your friend. They have to run out of the room. So they back up maybe 200 feet. And the dragon grabs the crystal with the points of his claws and goes... blows fire, you feel the heat from around the corner, and it's just immediately it makes you sweat. You're not even that close to it. It's so hot, and you see this thing start cracking, and all of a sudden it lights up almost like a bomb going off, and you see him sitting there, and all of a sudden it starts shaking, and he drops it out of his claw. It falls on the floor and starts jumping around, and you see the dragon starts like moving around in some weird way, like he's in pain. And you see something is almost like being pulled out of him, and you see the entire dragon's soul rip out of his body and get sucked into this crystal. And the crystal starts jumping around and is glowing all these crazy colors, and it's cracking. And right before it's about to like explode, it doesn't explode, and it holds on. And the dragon's body just kind of falls to the ground, and you see it like turn to dust. And kind of just like lays on the floor. Bludgy and Olin are just like mouth open, and Bludgy walks up and he goes, just looking around.
Don't go up to that. It's gonna kill you.
Maybe, but maybe it won't. And then I can have it.
Oh my God!
Okay, I make a roll for Bludgy. Bludgy walks over to the thing, and he looks at it, and they study it. And Olin's across the room like,
You're an idiot. Don't touch it.
he goes, I'm gonna touch it. just for a second. he goes like this, keeps looking at it. Touch. I didn't explode. I didn't explode.
He goes, You're gonna explode.
He picks it up. And he literally think he's gonna die. And he's picking it up and he's like, I don't know what the hell this is, but it's gotta be powerful, because it's still air, and the dragon, I guess, is inside of it. What the hell is this thing? And Olin runs up now.
This is meant for the device, right? For the gnome.
He goes, yeah, so you're supposed to put it inside of it. I don't know if this is what they meant to. I mean, I put it to the dragon. They didn't mean to give it to him, or I don't know what it was supposed to do. I have no idea what it's supposed to do. But it happened. You know I didn't do that on purpose, right? Right? And
Yes. Well, did you?
he goes, no, I was trying. I was sucking up to the Dragon High Lord, okay? That was what I was doing. That's what I wanted, but I didn't want to kill him. I'm sorry. He immediately starts talking to the rod. I'm so sorry. Listen, if you could hear me in there, I didn't mean to do this. I'm gonna use you for good, or my good, or good things. And then if I get you out, like soon, after I make that money, or sooner, or later, then it's up to, whatever you want. Okay? Olin's like,
We're so gonna die. This is it. We're all gonna die. What am I gonna do right now? I have to represent him. I'm gonna have no power. People are gonna know the dragon's gone.
well, you could pretend he's there.
Well, that's not bad, actually. I mean, no one sees him. So maybe I could pretend. Maybe I could pretend that he's still there, and then I tell people what the dragon wants, and it's really what I want.
He goes, that's fine with me. I think maybe I could probably get rid of the Guildmaster and take over the Guild of Shadows, and I could do that, and then maybe work as a team, even more than we do already.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not going to talk about it, right? To anybody, right?
Yes, of course. What am I going to do? Tell everybody? I'm not going to tell anybody. Except you, Dragon. Whatever you need. I love you.
Sorry, buddy.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. I'll send a message. I'm going to meet this gnome, and we're going to put it inside the device, because maybe it does something, who knows, magic-y, wizardry, whatever that stuff is. And then I'll use it, and whatever it does, it'll make us powerful. Both of us.
Okay. What are you going to do? How are you going to get it to the gnome?
Well, you know what? Smithy at the tavern's having his anniversary for his business in like next week. So I'll set it up with the gnome. I'll exchange it there. We'll go to room 6, our room, and we'll go up there and we'll get the business done. And then we'll see what this thing is. And you run the city.
Okay.
We shake hands.
Wow.
And they leave.
As soon as this happens,
Now, where do you run? Do you run into the dungeon or do you run back?
Run away! Away!
What?
Oh no, I'm
Why?
waiting. I'm waiting
Why
for them
would
to
you run
leave. As
away?
soon as they leave.
And that is a small piece from the pre-episode from the summer of 2018.
Wow.
So what we did, guys,
so
is
good.
we did a lot of these pre-stories, and there's a whole bunch of them. We're actually going to be releasing them on Patreon when we do it, and they're audio only, and it's pretty much setting up everything has. And there's a lot of story arcs going back and forth, weaving back and forth. It's one of my favorite things about dungeon mastering, and it's cool to see that. I even remember when we filmed. I'm like, I'm going to bring it up. We're going to go back to it. You're going to hear this thing one day, and this is the day. Like
Here we are.
a year and a half later. Something like that. It's crazy.
Crazy.
So,
So many characters too. So many C characters.
yes, there's a lot of seed characters. Yeah, a lot of cool
So
things.
much fun.
So they were playing. We call them seed characters. They're playing just like one-off characters that exist in the world. They create them and they go off into the world. Go be somebody. and
Walk around with a wheel around your neck.
so the characters exist in the world and they're just doing their own things.
Oh man.
Steve, great. That's Steve. That was great. Rob Bevilacqua, 100 stars. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Oh,
Rob.
thank you.
Thank you.
So, you guys now you can react in form. You're ethereal, and all of a sudden you're back there. By the way, you had a question before. You can ask me that question. You can ask that question in game. Whoever that question that was
Okay.
yours.
Yeah.
You can ask that in game. Kelka opens his eyes. You see the amethyst is gone, and the rod kind of powers down, and like it's done. He stands there. He's like, "Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
So these ashes are truly the ashes of the Dragon Ember."
So everything we surmised was actually true then.
Except he seemed to have triggered it with his dragon fire, which forges the crystals in the first place, right?
Yeah, so what we know is that he mentioned the dust in his cave. This dust is almost like crystalline. Sometimes we find it naturally formed, like gold. Gold can be formed in clumps, and sometimes you'll find it in small flakes. Because same thing with the crystals. It is found in that crystalline dust form, but it can be fused together by nothing other than dragon fire. Now, what I was told recently by Onyx is that, so apparently in the beginning, the Red City was creating the rod. They wanted to create a rod that has the ability to teleport. It's the one thing that, until me, that the Red City didn't have the ability to do. And we still don't. Besides me, of course. But they wanted to create the rod to be able to teleport and do it discreetly and do it in a way that it could be tracked or things like that. So, long story short, the Red City, through one of their squads, got the crystalline dust from here. Because apparently, and I just found this out recently, Olin, the mayor, was selling the crystalline powder in whatever forms by putting them into the furnace that the dragon was heating up every day. As you remember, the dragon ember was powering the furnace for the entire city every single day. Without his knowledge, the mayor was profiting off that.
So he was double dipping by making crystals.
Yes.
Sneaky. I like it.
So the Red City bought those crystals through another person in some cases. In other cases, they sent somebody in to actually steal the crystalline powder. And then they were able to actually fuse it together. I'm not sure how they were able to fuse it together into its final form, but the Red City did that. And then the Red City, Onyx of the Red City, brought it into here, and then Wexel got his hands on it. And they were thieves. So the thieves robbed them. And by again, that's another thing that you guys played as all thief characters. So what we don't know, apparently now, after seeing this, is if Wexel did anything to the rod before Bludgy brought it to the dragon.
Right.
Was it on purpose, or was it an accident? We don't know.
So, I mean, this sounds almost like the dragon overloaded the rod with the dust to me.
That is what I would say too.
I mean, if the dust is in the air here and he's shooting the fire willy-nilly onto the rod, which is already crystal, you're basically infusing crystal with crystal, and it's just like, ah.
We have some stars coming in.
All right.
200 stars from Scott Weber. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Scott. Thank you.
This is bribery for Arky to become inspired and to work together to build some kind of magical blocking machines with Sparky that will sever the necromancer connections to the Dark Hearts if they can get one in each of the separate layers.
Interesting.
Oh.
Daryl says dragon dust gunpowder. That's it. Ooh,
I like it.
Yeah.
that's interesting. You can use that idea. You're allowed to. Jens gave 265
idea.
stars. Jens, thank you so much. Or Jens, sorry, I'm saying your name wrong.
Thank you, Yen.
Yen,
Thank you.
Yen, thank you so much. And Scott Weber, a bribery to make machines be powered by Ember's ashes and maybe a piece of one of the crystals if they can get their hands on one of them to break into pieces. And Rob Bevilacqua, 200 stars. I get to write the music for the rest after this. Sounds good. Let us know. You can write a track, definitely.
Nice.
I have a question. Why were you able to teleport with the rod?
Ah, yes. Well, the rod is depleted.
Oh.
So at least one of the benefits of having it not powered up, you're able to teleport it.
We can only not teleport it when it's charged.
Yes. Apparently, the power it exudes is far more than just the physicalness. It does something to itself when it starts becoming live that it isn't able to be moved. So, fortunately, this works because of it.
So should we talk to Wexel, or should we go to the necromancer's lair?
I believe we should talk to Wexel.
Well,
Yeah.
do we even have the power to do this time travel thing anymore? Being that the crystal is gone?
There were 2 crystals.
Yeah,
Oh,
more.
you have the other one, right?
We can
Yeah,
yes,
the
we can use
calculator.
the other one.
Okay. So maybe we should talk to Wexel first. Just get an idea about the rod, so we know what we're getting into with the rod, and then we'll go to the lair.
All right.
Let us go. You guys teleport. You guys make your way into the Red City, and you go down, and you see Wexel is inside the one of the cells. He goes, "Oh, hey, Thistle, come on, you know I don't belong to be here. What? Because he's mad at me because of the crystal. I'm one of 45 people in that situation, and you know I am the one that's to take the blame.
Unfortunately, you're still guilty for it.
But you're the only one here.
I don't know. What am I doing?
So, Wexel, we'll try and get you out of here. You did
Interfere with what
Well,
you
you
shouldn't
got-
be.
Yeah, but you got us out of the sunken city, which has just sunk.
It has to count for something. But
It's sunk.
Yeah, for the
It's
most
gone.
part. It's not gone, but it's mostly gone. And so,
And
All
so
my
now
things.
It's your turn to tell us.
well, I want to say, in a very indirect manner, Wexel, you brought it upon yourself. By stealing stealing that crystal in the first place, that set in line a chain of events that has led to the sunken city falling into the sea.
That's heavy.
Yes.
That's heavy. So I caused the sunken city to fall.
well, you and your
I
friends,
mean,
yes.
in a roundabout
Come on.
way.
So,
Indirectly.
Again.
Okay, listen. I got some information for you. I'll share with you, and maybe in response, you can let me out of here. Okay? No one knows this, but it's Bludgy's fault.
no, we know that.
Yeah, we
We
knew that.
kind of know that.
It's Bludgy's fault
What do you mean?
Why
What's
is it Bludgy's
Bludgy's
fault?
fault?
that the dragon is inside the thing.
Yeah, no, we know.
Listen,
Yes.
Wexel,
We already knew that.
before you brought the rod to Bludgy,
The crystal, yeah.
before you brought it to them, did you do anything to it?
I checked the rod out. The crystal, I'm sorry, and I've never seen anything like it. And I wanted to do experiments with it and stuff, but he wouldn't really let me because he wanted to make 1 million gold coins off this thing. So I checked it out as much as I could, and I bought some books. I have a book on crystals, a book of potions, like that, whatever I get my hands on. And then I checked it out, and I came back with one thing: don't mess with it, because I think that it's about to explode or do something crazy. And I told him to not bring it to the dragon because I think the dragon is not going to like it. It's gonna the dragon's gonna know something is up with the Olin's plan. Is gonna figure everything out, and then who knows what's gonna happen. And he said that he'll bring it to him, and then maybe he'll get the dragon to either destroy it or he'll gain favor of the dragon. Like either way, he would win, or maybe he'll let him keep it and sell it. He has all these ideas that don't make any sense. And so I told him not to do it. It's not my fault.
No.
If you take away anything from this story,
It's not my fault.
When you were examining the crystal, Wexel, did you cast any of your wild magic upon it?
Well,
It's
indirectly. Everything I cast is wild magic. So
Right.
when I cast detect magic, it's a little wild.
A little.
Maybe a lot.
And what happened when you did that? You cast detect magic on the crystal. What happened to cause you to think
It
this
did a
thing
little
was dangerous?
flashy flash.
A little flashy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you said
Did a little flash.
You said you thought the thing was going to explode. Why did you think that?
That's what made me think that.
Must
Because
be
you
good.
do anything to it, and it's like, ha. Well, I'm like, well. So I said, don't do anything to it. Don't bring it to the dragon. Don't do anything, because it made like, explode. Big. I don't know.
Right.
I've never seen crystal of this
You're still
size.
holding out on us.
What am I holding out on?
Yeah,
Do
he
you-
is.
Do you think maybe
This
you
wasn't a little flash. Tell us what happened when you cast,
And where are the pretzels, Wexel?
when you cast on it.
I was waiting for a joke for that.
Thank you.
Waiting for
This
forever.
is what I've been waiting for.
Okay, so I may have tried to do.
You better be honest with us.
I may have tried to do a couple of different spells on it, checking it out, and I may have temporarily burned my eyebrows off. Maybe for a couple of months, or 2 months rather. Yeah, about 2 months. They just came back, and they looking pretty good.
They look all right.
Yeah, but listen, I don't know what else you want me to tell you. Long story short, I told him not to do anything because I almost blew myself up doing it. Doing nothing.
Wexel, I don't care about who's to blame for what. The fate of the entire world of Andaria depends on you telling us what you did to the crystal, if anything.
All I did was cast. I did try to cast Magic Missile and like a Shocking Grasp, and I tried Mage Hand on it, and then I tried a few other things just to kind of see how it would react to magic. All pretty much low-level stuff, and it didn't react well to anything. It just seemed like it was highly unstable. Well, it may have got worse as I did it.
How did it get worse?
Well, maybe the more spells I cast, the more unstable it got.
What do you mean unstable?
How did you know it was unstable?
Because it started like, shaking and glowing and doing it more rapidly, so I stopped casting spells and I told him to stop.
About how many
This is what we're
spells
talking
did
about.
you cast on this crystal?
In the teens?
He just went down the first level spellcaster list. It was
More
like
than a dozen?
So, are we talking
Am I the Jar Jar of this quest?
13?
Misa gonna die?
If you're not completely honest with us, yes.
All
I'm
right.
telling you everything.
So you cast.
Marlon Johnson goes, Wexel is highly unstable.
Yes.
So you cast somewhat. He has a lot of spells on the thing, and with each successive spell, it got more and more jittery and flashy.
And, being the expert that I am, I cut it off before it exploded.
So you decided to cast somewhere between 20 and 12 spells on this thing before you decided that this was a bad idea?
Probably closer to 20, but
Especially magic missile. What did you have in mind with that?
I don't know. You try things.
Yeah.
Sometimes you only have a hammer, and you see everything you see is nails, so you use the hammer. Is that how it goes?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So I use the hammer.
You're never getting out of here.
Yeah, no. You're going to have to stay here, Wexel. Sorry.
But I told you everything I know.
All right. So
Don't
basically-
trust Olin. He's a bad guy.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about Olin.
He's been collecting crystals for years, and he's been selling them to the queen, and he's literally working for the queen, and he tries to act like he's not, but he is, and I know everything. I could tell you even more.
Oh, yeah?
Are they? Did he have any caches of crystals that he didn't take out of the city when he was leaving just now?
He had some crystals in the vault, but the queen's forces took them immediately. And he was mad about that. And then he had a secret stash, and he keeps it in his red bag and puts it under his bed and his pillow like that. And so I could probably find out where it is, if it's still there, it's not exploded.
No worries.
Well, I think we know where that went.
Yeah.
Okay. If you got a lot, I'll take one. I can do some work with it.
No.
No?
I mean, you got the onyx one? You can give him the onyx one.
Stop.
He's not gonna come now.
Obsidian.
Whatever.
He always calls it onyx.
Not whatever. Onyx is a person. Obsidian is the kind of crystal.
Whatever. They're both the same color. Black.
All right, Wexel, we appreciate the fact that you have been, if nothing else, very, very open with us about all of the things that you did. The Queen here. The Queen?
Yes.
No,
My queen.
Right.
You're the queen of the Red City?
I am the Queen of the Red City.
Oh, it's okay. Can I get out?
Wexel,
Is it possible?
you seem like
An okay
Very
guy.
unstable.
you're just very unstable, and it's not wise to just.
An unstable non-genius.
Maybe I could be monitored by a guard or something.
Now is not the time for letting you out of the guard.
So basically, he made the rod completely unstable. And then the dragon went to go destroy it, thinking, like, I can take care of this. And then, poof.
Right.
Kelkin is sitting there, and you see Kelkin is not really paying attention so much. And he's paying attention, but like you see he kind of goes off. And he goes, there's an engram here.
An
Oh,
engram?
wrong voice. There's an engram here.
What's an
Like we just experienced.
An echo of the
Yes.
past.
Yes.
Here?
It's right here in the cell. I don't know why.
Which cell is...
Are we at the cell where she the fire arrowed the two guys?
Yes. He was. It's quick. It's fleeting.
Very.
But it's here. They died in an unusual way.
Yeah.
Yeah. She killed...
There's words before it though. There's something here. Would you allow me to use the crystal?
Well, if we use the crystal here, then can we use it in
No, but...
the necromancer's chambers?
Oh. Do we not have any more crystals in this?
do you have any more amethyst crystals?
I don't.
We have...
Am
We do. I think you recovered amethyst from the
I could-
Cut this in
necromancer's
half?
lair.
I could take. It is but a small thing. I could actually.
It's a quarter. Oh, it's a small. Okay.
Yes.
So I chisel some off.
Okay. You can't do that right now.
I was going to
But yeah.
you can do that? That's a thing?
There you go.
Just create a second one. And
That's
then
what my special dagger does.
when
My
So-
special
see it, we
dagger.
come-
You bring.
Like a gem
You get a gem cutter to come in.
Yeah.
So who are you giving it to? Huh? Who are you giving it to? Oh.
Him.
Okay. Here you go.
Thanks.
I'll be back, guys. Okay. He leaves. That guy's getting a story in the future. What's his name?
Jamona.
Jared.
Jared. Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
He's like, I'm so glad you went to Jared.
Oh wow.
He goes away.
We better contact him.
But Nomi was bad.
No, stop saying no me.
Jim
Not a thing.
Yeah, we didn't call him Jemmy Jemerson.
Okay, Jimmy Jameson. Okay, Gemma Jameson. Gemma Jameson. Sorry.
Jameson.
What? So
She's a nice person.
now he has two, and he does the whole thing with it. He goes, "Oh my God, you're gonna do like magic right in front of me?" I go, "I'm just gonna watch because I got nowhere to go. I got the time in my hands."
Yeah.
He's
Watch
like,
closely.
It's like,
Lexi.
shut up. You start doing it. You guys are all there. And you're sitting there, and you're in the blue glowy. Blue glowy. So you're sitting there, and you see the rook is in the cell,
man.
and he's sitting there, and he's like, "I figure, I could have did this. I could have destroyed this place if it wasn't for the stupid kids and that rod."
And their little dog, too.
All of a sudden, you see a wizard like pop in, and then like walks over to him, and the wizard, you see the full view of it, and this is only literally the 30 seconds before you guys arrived. So if you guys walk back, this is an older episode that actually you were in that episode too, back at the Red City battle this season, And you see he walks over to him, and he's kind of smiling. He goes, I have some news for you, Rook. He goes, what? You're not going to free me? He goes, I'm not. The alliance is over. And all of a sudden, an arrow comes out of nowhere, and it kills both of them. You see the blast, you kind of flinch from it, and then the engram ends.
The alliance is over.
So it confirms our suspicions. The Archmage and the Queen are no longer working together. Our enemy's forces are split. They're not organized.
It must be because of whatever happened with the attack on the Red City that it failed, perhaps. Maybe there's more, but that must be at least a part of it.
Maybe the Archmage felt that the Queen was weak, being that the Rook got decimated the way he did.
Whatever it is, it's good for us.
Yeah. What?
200 stars from Scott Weber. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Or you look like you have something.
I mean, the way I see it, we haven't done a very good job up until now.
How do you figure?
Well,
we stopped the Queen's forces, and if we did stop the Queen's forces, and that was the reason that the alliance broke, that's a win.
I mean, we had the Rook in a cell. We could have brought him over to our side.
I don't think the Rook was going to come to our side no matter what we did.
No, the Rook was still loyal to the Queen, regardless of their
listened.
I mean,
alliance with the.
I don't think
he was still bound to the Queen.
He was bound to the Queen. I don't think he
No
could
matter
have
what
listened.
he did, yeah.
Even if he wanted to come over to our side,
There was
then
no
the Queen would have
persuading
just.
And you got to
snuffed him.
remember, the wizard was working for the Archmage. He wasn't working for the Queen. That's the reason why he didn't free him. He doesn't care about the Rook. It's
Look, I know what you're saying, Lord. I do think that I think that we've been running around, just reacting to things and not making any sort of like long-term.
I mean, I killed Bludgy while he was a prisoner. It's not sitting well with me. We destroyed the sunken city.
We didn't destroy anything, okay?
Wow.
I understand. I destroyed the sunken city,
And I mean, we're sitting here interrogating Wexel, and we're treating him like he's some type of being who's beneath us because of what he did to the rod, but we're not so different from him.
well, we didn't do anything to the rod.
I destroyed a city.
And I killed someone.
We've all killed people.
Oh, God,
No,
the
but
collector.
it's a different
His
thing.
was probably a little worse than most.
No, I probably would have did the same thing to him because Bludgy was really
Yeah.
getting under my
He
skin.
wasn't a good man.
Let's figure out what we need to figure out about the necromancer.
Rob Bevilacqua, thank you for 100 stars. Rob, he says he could have sent his cousin Vinny from Brooklyn. This would have been taken care of.
Heroes.
Thank you.
Russell
We-
Darricott, hi. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, Russell.
All right, so now the next thing is I guess we need to go and see what the hell happened to us in hell.
So we're gonna fly a little forward now. The mystery continues, and you're solving things here and there. Onyx gets briefed about everything, and Onyx says, "Quick meeting before you guys go. You guys are kind of getting ready to go to the temple. I was thinking about it. Do you guys remember the story of the dragon that was flying overhead? It was seen in the skies, again from the very beginning. No?
No.
There were rumors of it. Out of game, episode 1.
Yes.
They told you that.
Oh,
the episode,
yeah.
the dragon
Yeah.
flying
Saw,
through.
yeah.
So, that dragon, the name was Leonis. That dragon was captured. This is confidential information. That dragon was captured by the Archmage's wizards. They posed as creatures, mind flayers, whatever they could do to make it known that it was not them in case they were ever seen, and that they put a simple illusionary spell on it. Now, they captured him, and they were using him to create crystals. And they were doing this by Solst. We found this out after, with the help of the elves. With Frigg, you actually were involved in this as
Yes.
well. You actually the one who found him in the cave underneath.
Yes.
Right? Now, that he was a red dragon, the other red dragon, there were two ancient red dragons, and Leonis was that other red dragon. Then something happened after that, and the dragon, the honest, tried to escape, and the Archmage's wizards killed him. Well, eventually, somewhere along the line, the necromancer or Dragano or the queen or somebody they came together on this and talked about it, and I believe that the necromancer must have brought the skeleton back, turning into a skeletal undead dragon. This has been sitting in front of our faces for the entire time, and just not put together. So that skeletal dragon, when you encountered it, was reinvigorated by the necromancer. There's no other necromancer that is around that would have or could have done such a thing.
That we know of, at least.
So I imagine that him doing that, seeing that they already killed the Archmage's wizards, killed the dragon, and then he had to go in and bring the dragon back under their control, which is fine, problem solved. It was still able to do its job. But then the dragon was lost after that. And then Dragano came into Ironstone, took all the crystals that were there, found out that the dragon was missing once again, and it probably seems that they're incompetent. So Dragano is coming back, and he sees his queen has lost true hold of Sunken City, lost the battle of the Red City. The Archmages have lost the hold of an ancient dragon, which these are so powerful that it could change the tide of war. And I would bet that these are some of the things that is going on where they've lost confidence in each other. So we're probably going to be dealing with separate entities going forward, which is better for us, because it was for that one moment that we were facing 2, if not 3 of these sides all at once.
At least we're not the only ones operating kind of, by the skin of our teeth sometimes, right? We have to remember that our enemies aren't these flawless, perfect, evil beings of master planning either.
It kind of levels the playing field a little too.
They were not chosen to save the world.
No, they were chosen to own the world.
Or destroy it.
The Rook was chosen, make no mind, just by somebody who wanted different things than what we were chosen for, right? And we beat them. We have had wins, but I'm with you. We need to do better.
All right.
Wise words.
Well, just something to think about. Perhaps we're nearing the end of our mystery. We still need to know more about the crystal rod and about the necromancer. Make your way to the temple. Find out what's there. And then, when you come back, we will reconvene and figure out the game plan. Good luck to you.
To the temple.
Are you going along?
Yeah, I'll go along.
Okay. So you guys head to the temple, and we're gonna go really fast. You guys actually, you don't go right to the temple. You actually go back to
Sunken City.
And then you walk through that portal, and you walk off the path.
Oh, man.
I remember this.
When you're back in there, and you feel the evilness.
I'm just looking for the bag.
I'm still
looking for that bag.
Well, maybe the thing will tell us where the bag went.
Maybe.
I have a feeling I know where the bag went.
Yeah. I'm still looking around.
I have a feeling the music is too loud. I'm going to leave it off. Okay, so you guys walk into the whole thing, and it's the first time you go back there, and returning to this place is literally like... Oh, it was? Saying the music was good volume. Guys, if it's not a good volume, blame Steve. Because he told me it was. No, I'm just kidding, Steve. Let us know if it's good volume, guys. So you guys head back, and as you walk into this place that apparently had some sort of dark hold over you, you are examining. And as you walk around, you have the memory of when you were there the first time, another memory of there the second time. And the second time is full of these dark flashes of like zombie horde, horrific creatures everywhere. You get a flash of the creatures attacking you. You get a flash of you holding back from the creatures, and then trying to make any way of headroom and trying to see what's going on. And it's literally like you walked into an unsuspecting trap, not on purpose, of course. And by what it looks like from Arky's story is that by that time that you arrived, all of the undead had just poured out. You have images of Arky being against the wall in like the muck, just like this. And then when you see that, you immediately remember the perspective that you had, and that apparently you must have been put into that position. You look around the room, trying to learn some more stuff, more information, more stuff. And you walk around the room, and you walk to the other side of the ledge, and you see an area is all like shocked and like scarred, like black, like ashened, as if lightning hit the area. Deanna Anchor says, ask the planet where the missing dragon is.
That's a really good idea, though.
200 stars from Deanna. It's a great idea.
Yeah. No planet questions.
Yes, isn't it yes or no question?
Yes or no questions.
Yeah.
Well, you can ask. You can kind of ask something.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Good
Every
job.
day. Narrow it
Thanks,
down.
Deanna.
So, you're gonna lose your mic in a little while. So, you know. So you guys are looking around, and you see that there's a scarring, and you see there's a pile of bones in the center, and that kind of. You guys are all. I imagine you guys are all walking around like the murder scene in a sense. You're kind of like walking around, looking at everything, and a couple of you at the same time come up to that spot where you see there's a crushed skeleton, and you can tell this must have been him. And you see that the amethysts. They actually have the 2 amethysts from his eyes that were once there, and it looks like it was like crushed by something big. And you actually see a couple, and you can look at it, and I'm just gonna give it to you, Findalar. You look at it, and like you can tell immediately, like there's orcish blood.
Lump smash.
Yes. So apparently, something must have happened here, and it's interesting. You look at it. Nearby, right, very close, you see under like zombies, like you literally just pull the bodies off, and you see the loot. And the loot is sitting there, and it looks like he's partially been turned. And you see like the loot that he has is actually a couple of feet away from him, as if he was playing it, and you're just not sure what happened.
So the loot never made it out.
He's dead, clearly.
Is he dead or turned?
It looks like he was turning, and then he died. You don't know how.
Wow.
Maybe check out his instrument.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Maybe if there's
loot
room.
him.
We shouldn't leave it here. Take the.
We can take. Yes.
Well, his body definitely needs to come back to the Red City. I mean, he was bound to the Red Knight. This is as much of a pain as he was. This ain't the place to be leaving the loot.
I agree.
Okay.
I'll take his loot.
So, you guys look around the area. Could you hand me that? Okay. So, guys, role play.
I look around for the bag.
A guitar just magically comes across the room.
So,
Talk second. You're out.
I'm vaguely remembering. I remember getting pressed against the wall. Right. I'm remembering, like, we got here. There were way more undead than we anticipated. I don't remember being able to do much because we were just trying to like stop ourselves from being turned or killed or anything.
Well,
this is pointing at the loot. Like, I didn't like him at all, and I didn't trust him at all. But we know that is a bad way to go. And knowing what we know now about how these things kind of spread, and the fact that like it's like I would normally be nervous about taking him half zombified and exposing him to people. But if we're gonna take him to bury him or burn him or whatever the Red Keep's
regardless of
funeral practices are, I guess we should do that.
Regardless, he should not be here. Like I said, he was bound to the Red Knight.
Yeah.
So
And he was our ally in the end.
He was our ally in the end.
Does anyone remember what actually happened to him? Was he
I don't.
fighting by our side? Or?
Well, he was gone.
Sure.
He went with Arky
Looks
initially.
like he was next to Loot.
Arky said.
Yeah, last I remember, he was fighting.
Guys, let me know if you hear the guitar good in stream. Let me know if you hear that. Just give me good yes or no. Okay, continue.
Yeah, he
Fighting
was.
at the end. I don't.
And you said from what you were telling us before, like you said that he seemed to be not affected by the fear the same way that you were, or he was fighting it off or something like that.
Yes, he seemed able to withstand it. Even I was able to at points
Right.
for a while until it overwhelmed me. But the Loot and Lump still had control. Last I saw.
And Lump, we know Lump is not. Well, I guess maybe more because he's.
Right? Isn't that what we were told? That he didn't suffer
I feel like Lump
the
is.
effects as much as us?
Yeah, but
I don't know if Lump can get afraid.
yeah, I think that's more of what it is. I don't think it's more like a god was helping him because he's not bound to any of the Celestials that we know of, the ancients that
I
we
just
know
thought
of.
maybe because of the type of
His lineage.
yeah, his lineage.
It's
that
a very
he
good
has,
possibility. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, the type of creature that he is.
Very brave people.
Yeah. Hardy.
So
strong.
I wanna like
it
search
clearly looks like Lump.
around the Loot and see like what was he
I think the Lump
like stabbed?
The Lump.
took him from up there. I'm talking about the necromancer, the lich, and just
dive bombed him.
yeah, like bum rushed him down here and landed on top of him. I think that's how he killed him.
Kelkin, so you guys are talking, and Kelkin's walking the outside. Two mages walking around. And you see Kelkin walks up. He's listening to what you guys are saying. This is the first time he was here. Remember, Master Lane, the other member of his order, was here. He wasn't. He goes, well, do you remember anything else important that happened in this room? I've noticed this scratching on the walls and such, made by, I would say, a human scratching.
My guess would be somebody was trying to escape, but no.
Or climb.
Yeah, if a Lump got up there, could that be from him?
Arky,
climbing?
didn't you say he climbed
He
up?
did. He climbed right up to the platform.
And what happened after?
I
That's
don't
when your
know.
memory goes.
That's when it went. I know he got to the very top, but
I say we take a look and see what happened. He puts out the crystal rod and he powers it with the other amethyst, and then he goes into it. All of a sudden, you guys are blue glowy once again, and you're looking at the past, and you're seeing the first thing you see is Arky and the rest of Lump and Jacques and Loot and Sparky. So many of them. And you see them all going through, and they come to the portal, and they're all like trying to figure out what's going on. They immediately pull the weapons out, trying to defend themselves. They see where they are, and they don't know what's going on. They're completely confused, like you guys were. And you guys remember last week, if you want to see what happened to guys at home last week, that's pretty much what it was. And it leads up to the point where Arky and Sparky are wrestling on the ground, fighting, and zombies are pouring into the room. Minutes after that, when zombies are pretty much filling the room, they're surrounding everybody, and you see Jacques is well, I'm skipping a big factor. The necromancer is like pulsing this like thing of fear out, and you see like almost looks like it's kind of like a scarecrow Batman kind of thing, where he's exuding like the fear, and you see they've all basically come to it. And the only person that's not succumbing to it, as you've noticed in the past through little things, is the Loot. And the Loot seems to be like resisting it, and you see like almost affects him sometimes, but like he's resisting it every single time. The Loot starts going over and starts. Arky, before he got taken pretty much into the fear, was trying to attack the wall. So the Loot follows suit and starts attacking all the creatures that are like, plastered against the wall and everything else, because he sees like them starting to come alive. Even though there's more zombies coming in, he's just doing whatever he can. And he's literally around the room, and he's fighting zombies, and he's fighting these things, and he's like, it's like a beautiful blade singing moment where he's swinging and arcing his sword around, he's killing things, and he's the only one holding it down.
You know, it's kind of like a young Arky Fint in the forest above Sunken City. The only one that was fighting. It was just him. So he's fighting back, and everyone's being taken, and they start just grabbing Sparky, and they grab Arky Fint, and they are put him against the wall, and he's just like screaming, like, "Let me out of here!" Blah, blah, blah. You know, like, and the Necromancer is saying, like, things to him, kind of like, I'm gonna go through it now. Things to him like, you know, basically, you're mine, and, you know, I'm gonna take the power and the light from you, and you'll be part of my army, and whatever is special about you has been resisting me. He goes, it will be coming to me. So now you see the point where you come into the room. This is Hogar, Botorius, Abyssia, Thistle, and Findalar. You see the heroes step into the room, only to be met with a sudden pain in their heads. The portal closes, and you all look back shocked and like, oh no, we can't reach the portal. And you see Jacques come over near you, like literally grabbing for the portal, not even aware of your presence, like he's been looking for the portal the whole time, and he still is. You see the loot is standing near one of the corners and striking enemies with his sword and begins yelling, "Turn back! Don't come in here! Leave this place, quickly!" Arky and Sparky are already been taken to the wall, and they're being like put up against it. Jacques is grasping at the air still. You look up and you see Lump is very high on the ledge, and he's clawing at the second of 2 dark hearts. He's like, "Lump, destroy! Don't like messy heart." The Heartbreaker. I'm sorry, these stupid jokes go in my head. I have to say them sometimes. You see, so he's tearing apart, but the Necromancer doesn't seem like, he seems like bothered by him at first, but seems to be exuding everything to you guys. You're the biggest threat, and so he's doing that. You guys start coming in, and one by one, you guys start feeling the effects of like the fear. And the first thing is like, the portal's closed. We're gonna get out of here. We gotta get out of here. How do we get out? Oh my god, the only way out is zombies. There's hundreds of zombies. It's based on real fear, like real things that like, how are you gonna solve this problem? You know, but you completely lose control out of everything. And one by one, the last 2 I would say out of you would be you and would be you. That are like resisting, holding on, and basically people get taken, and it's just 2 of you fighting. Your Jacinda's there, and Jacinda walks in, and she's kind of resisting for a while, and she spews fire. She actually runs to the loot and spews fire around, like in a circle. The heroes, you see yourselves, immediately begin dispatching zombies with magic. You're firing magic. You pull out your blades, and you start crushing them, and like you're watching, and you're like, we're doing pretty good, you know, like we're doing it again.
Yeah, all right.
But like I said, one by one, you hear the Necromancer. How do I do this over here? So annoying. I'll just do it out reverb. "Ah, the whole gang is here. While I may not be able to be here in true form, I believe you will fear every ounce of my darkness." He stretches his hands out and floats into the center of the room completely. And he starts exuding the same kind of fear, but you feel it even stronger, like he's pressing it on. Your pastels, one by one, begin to panic, and then eventually start screaming. Jacinda the Dragonborn, seemingly more resistant, rushes to the center near the loot, as I told you, and breathes fire on the zombies, trying to hold him off, and he's just fighting them. And quickly, it's becoming very fewer and fewer people are fighting back, and it's just getting worse. And there's moments where you see it's like, this is probably going to be it. And like now you watching it, and are like, well, we get out of this, but I don't know how.
This is where we died.
Yeah, we must have died here. This is heaven. Yeah. Oh. So you don't know what's going on. Finally, the group begins to fall onto the ground and is one by one brought to the wall where the zombies are, and add their bodies into the yellow muck and everything else. And you see all your cells, and it freaks you out internally, like you can't believe that, to know that you've just been added to this, like another vessel for a battery for this guy's power. Within a minute, the entire party, save the loot and Lump, are in the walls. Lump just finishes destroying the Dark Heart, and you see him being in a berserker rage, with bribery from Scott Weber. Pretty much finishes the Dark Heart and can't reach the Necromancer, and then just starts like getting weak. The Necromancer takes a moment and kind of like casts a spell on him, and like kind of like a curse, pretty much debuffing him. And you see like he just gets even more exhausted, and Lump literally just falls on the ground like going to sleep, and he seems to be like under like a dark spell, and a very easy target for the Necromancer to take out. But the dark hearts are destroyed, and the Necromancer in this vessel is just floating in the middle of the room. In the middle of a circle of zombies, as you see now coming out, the only person who's fighting left is the loot. In the middle of a circle of zombies with a dagger and a short sword, he's slicing zombies left and right, fast. It's literally he's like arcing, he's like blade sticking around everywhere. He's like flipping around people and he's fighting them off, and he's doing whatever he can. And you see him keep glancing over to see if anyone else is doing anything constantly. And you can see it like it's not something you would notice if you were in the battling with him. You would never notice these details, but you're watching every emotion that is happening through him because he's the only thing you can watch, and you literally can walk through the whole thing up to him and you're watching the entire thing. And you can see it. You can see him like losing hope and losing hope and losing hope. It's getting worse. And he sees you guys not only caught, but you're starting to turn. And you see it affecting him slowly and hidden between his normal personality. The Necromancer speaks. You waste your time, Bard, while you are resisting my fear. Quite well, my minions are endless, and your energy is not. The Lute speaks. I frown to think we were once, in a way, the same side, Necromancer. You are an embarrassment to humanity. I prefer to die ripped limb from limb than be under your spell. The Necromancer. That can be arranged, Bard. And know that I will feast upon your friends the second you are gone. The Lute flashes a look over at the wall to where everyone is being held. You catch a quick sentimental look, lasting for but a moment. After a still moment, he whirls his blade in a beautiful arc, killing everything around him, and widening the circle where he stands. He says something kind of low, which you can hear as you're being close. Well, I've played on worse stages than this. He pulls out his lute and whispers a few words, very, very silently. Does anybody want to hear those words? What he says?
Yes.
You hear him whisper something about his mother, and he says, Mother, please be waiting for me. And he seems like he's preparing to die. Heroes. He dresses you. And this is right after he did like an arcing blade to kind of like push everybody back and did it. And you see like the zombies are like very slowly and carefully getting up to be knocked down and knocks the next guy down. So he buys himself 30 seconds, a minute. Maybe that's about it. Heroes. I summon you. He's looking at you guys, and you see like some of you look over in your past selves to him, and you see the eyes are already like turning like yellow, like solid, no pupils, and like you're just turning to everything. You have traveled further on this world than most people. You have fought demonic creatures and worse, and you will give up now to fear? To this creature, it should be afraid of you, not your power, but your passion and your friendship with each other. One that in the short time I have traveled with you, wish I could have been a part of. For it unites you in a bond that is stronger than fear itself. And I beg you now to pull yourselves from the shadow and back to the light. It's very odd to see him like this. The Necromancer, he goes, he puts a hand up, almost like holding the zombies. You see the zombies stand up and they kind of wait. It's like, kind of like this should be good kind of moment. And then the Lute pulls out his guitar, his lute. I have a guitar. And then he begins to sing a song. As I bang everything in the room.
As he smashes a zombie.
First, I will kill this zombie with my lute, and then I will use it, like Legolas did with the arrow. You know what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's a song that he sings. He starts playing, and well, let's see. By the way, remember I told you before, I told you guys your reaction in real life is what happens. And you go after this, play on 3. Right after this, you're going to take control of your characters, but I'm going to let you know you're in control of your characters, your past selves characters now. Okay. He starts playing. If there's a music video, everyone like looks up. We call you your hand, dark creature there. You will not ruin my heart with fear. I stand by those who have the will to bear. You
You have planned for their coming back and guarded from their coming attack. But against my mind you will find that yours will lack. Oh, we are not afraid. We're born to live and fight again. Oh, we are not afraid. There's countless lives that must be saved. He's like looking around the room, trying to like see if it comes back. Now everybody roll will save for your characters. There's a will save. This is gonna be will save of 15.
Made it.
You tell me if you made it in 1 second. Just keep rolling.
Oh.
Those who travel with me today know your heart beats strong and steady. Allow this song to focus your mind to me. You have ventured through hell and back. Do not fall to this pathetic attack. You are the heroes that Andaria needs. We are not afraid. We're born to live and fight again. We are not afraid. There's countless lives that must be saved. We are not afraid. We're born to live and fight again. We are not afraid. You may now roll a DC 10, we'll save. And we are not afraid. Roll your save?
Yeah.
He goes next part. Keep going. Roll your save. Everybody who made the first one?
I made the first one.
Made
I
it?
got a natural 20 on the first one, actually.
Okay, so you made it. You made it. Who else?
That's so it's
Not the first. I made the second.
The second save?
Yeah.
I failed the
Second save.
Second.
Okay, so failed second save. Here's your last chance. He goes to the bridge. This is it. He goes, we are not afraid of those who beat us down, abuse their crowns. And we are not afraid of those who feed us fear and lead us here. You have one more will save?
No, I made the last one.
Oh, you made the last one?
Yes, sorry.
Rob doesn't know how to do math.
He sings it again, and he goes. You see that at this point, the zombies start getting up to him, and they actually like rip the loot from his hands, and they're doing it. And he's like staring at all of you, hoping that you guys recover, and you guys slowly start to recover and start coming out of it, and like you kind of hear the song. And now, if you guys can sing the chorus to this song, I will greatly increase what happened. You sing the first line, and then you sing the second line. You can even sing those 2 lines again. Give me 2 lines of the chorus.
We are not afraid.
Yeah, that part I got. We are not afraid.
There are many. No. There are many lives that must be saved.
So here we go. I'm going to play it. You guys are going to sing it. Okay? The best singer, the most enthusiastic singer is going to get a lot of experience points. And I'm going to make this next time we play. We're going to end the episode on this. The next time we play, I'm going to give you guys something extra special for the best ones. Here we go. Ready? See who does the best of this. Ready? Go. All together. 1, 2, ready, go.
We are not afraid. Many lives must be saved. We are not afraid.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Thankfully, you all rolled your will saves.
Man.
Great job, everyone.
Yeah.
So the loot...
This is where I should have been on the boards right now. Asking people like, give me the lines.
What was it? Damn it!
Yeah.
Or more of a rhythm guy than lyricist guy.
I was too caught up in the moment. I wasn't
Yeah,
to memorize lyrics.
You see
Very
the...
emotional.
You see the... It's the idea is that you're all trapped in it. You barely pay attention anyway, but you're not paying attention. So the loot goes down fighting. The zombies overwhelm him. He falls to the ground, and the zombies are just ripping him to shreds. And he keeps singing to every second, like looking at you guys, like waiting for the moment that somebody opens up. You know, and it stops becoming whatever they're becoming. And all of a sudden, in the last second, who are the first 2 people to break it?
Oh, I think, me.
Scroll.
Yeah.
So Scro is also you start coming back, and like you're like this, freaking out, and then you start like getting up and getting some energy, like you're going for your axe, you pull it out. You do the same with your blade. You come out, and within a moment, you jump out and it's like stab a zombie. You take your axe and you hit another zombie in the head, and then the two of you start coming out. You start casting your spells, like you start flying lightning across the temple. You start coming out with the blades. You start coming out with your shotgun. You start coming out and terrorize everybody, and you see all of a sudden like Sparky wakes up and he's like, yeah! He starts shocking everybody, and Lump gets up and goes, Lump is not afraid! And Lump runs to the edge of the ledge and jumps off the ledge, like Obi-Wan in episode 2. and jumps and grabs the necromancer and leaps on. The necromancer goes flying down to the ground and then smashes the necromancer on the ground right next to where the loot was. And he's just like pounding him down. And you see the necromancer even trying to move out. And he's like and pound it out. And then you see the zombies are all like acting kind of weird. Some are leaving and some of them like get more vicious. And you guys are just firing everything. Justina gets up, fires her breath weapon around and kill all the guys. And within like 2 or 3 minutes, you guys like lay waste to where the zombies stayed, and the rest of them are like flooding back into the thing. And then you're sitting there and just kind of holding on to like, sanity in a sense. The song in your mind kind of falls away and it's over. And you kind of just like fall to the ground. And whatever darkness is left in the curse retakes you. You fall right back down near where the portal was. Minutes later, the portal opens, kept open by Two Mage, and you're saved.
You waste your time, Bard. While you are resisting my fear quite well, my minions are endless, and your energy is not.
I'm proud to think we were once on the same side. You're an embarrassment to humanity, and I prefer to die ripped limb from limb than under your spell.
That can be arranged. And know that I will feast upon your friends the second you are gone.
Well, I've played on worse stages than this. Recalling your hand, dark creature there. You will not ruin my heart with fear. I stand by those who have the will to bear. You have planned for their coming back and guarded first every possible attack. But against my will, you'll find that yours will lack. My friends, we are not afraid. Born to live and fight again. We are not afraid. There's countless lives that must be saved. We are not afraid. Born to live and fight again. We are not afraid. There's countless lives that must be saved. Those who travel with me today, know your heart beats strong and steady. Allow this song to will your mind to me. You have ventured through hell and back. I beg you, resist this evil attack. 'Cause you are the heroes that Indaria needs. With me! We are not afraid. Born to live and fight again. We are not afraid. There's countless lives that must be saved. We are not afraid. Born to live and fight again. We are not afraid. There's countless lives that must be saved. We're not afraid of those who push us down, who abuse their crowds. But we're not afraid of those who feed us fear, who lead us here. Heroes, I summon you. You have seen such terrible things. You must fight or evil wins. Not afraid.